when someone says this.
Really tough place to go. Difficult place to go. Such a tough place to go.
It's a tough place to go at the moment.
It was a really difficult place to go, always.
But what are the toughest places to go, really? We've scoured the planet to find out. Forget a cold, wet Tuesday night in Stoke. Try playing in a blizzard 220 miles inside the Arctic Circle at the world's northernmost professional club. When Chelsea lost at Tromsø in Norway in the 97-98 Cup Winners' Cup, a massive snowstorm hit at half-time. These two boys and their brooms were absolutely no match for it. We're staying in Scandinavia for Scotland's toughest away day on a windswept cliff in the Faroe Islands. In Euro 2000 qualifying, Craig Brown's men were taken to fishing village Toftir. Kevin Gallagher called the pitch a cowfield and the wind like Pittodrie on a bad day. The Faroe Islands part-timers equalised in stoppage time, leading to these absolute scenes, and still one of Scotland's most embarrassing results.
Daft little ground, silly game.
But away trips don't come any tougher than a lung-busting schlep up the Andes to face Bolivia in La Paz. But now the Bolivians have taken home advantage to another level. The country's highest city, El Alto, 4,100 metres above sea level. Grass doesn't even grow up here. Bolivia have not lost here yet. The longest unbeaten run in any professional league ever belongs to Red Star Belgrade, or Crvena Zvezda if you must. They've gone 7 years without defeat at the Rajko Mitic in Serbia's Superliga. Their fans are pretty intimidating as well, but they're not as loud as this mob. Galatasaray's Ali Sami Yen Stadium's officially the loudest in world football. In a derby with Fenerbahce, Galatasaray fans set a Guinness World Record of 131 decibels. That's louder than Motorhead, and pretty tough to carry out your manager's instructions when you can't even hear them. However, our most intimidating away day is in Wales, where cameras can't enter and players can't leave. HMP Prescoed. This prison team was briefly kicked out the Gwent League over concerns about young opposition having to go in there. Now that's a tough place to go.
Early June 1939, Germany, always a tough place to go to.
Okay, a very good morning to one and all. This is talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark. The date, of course, is the 2nd of March, and it is a Monday. Browse the UK's best used car deals and score your dream car today. Check out the website for more details. Now joining me this morning is none other with a man that will definitely have a smile on his face this morning, Ray Parlour. Ray, how you doing?
How you doing, Ellie? You okay?
Very well, pal. You in good form?
Yeah, really well, Ali, this morning.
Did you end up go yesterday, mate?
I didn't go in the end. No, my boy come round, Frankie, and we just watched it indoors. A few of my pals come round, but yeah, it was another good win for Arsenal's point of view.
Great win, wasn't it?
Look,
great 3 points.
It doesn't matter how you win games of football. That's the most important thing. Just getting the 3 points on the ball, especially with Man City winning the weekend as well. So. It's hotting up, Ali. It's probably going to go to the wire, I should imagine.
It is. It looks as though it's going to go the full way, mate. But I don't believe they're asking questions about set plays. I don't understand it, mate. If they're brilliant at the set plays, so be it. Great. You would use it, wouldn't you?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, going back in the old days, Ali, when Jules Graham was manager, we worked so hard on set plays. It was always Steve Bold, front post, little flick on, Tony Adams go around the back.
Correct.
And we would win so many games 1-0 and then just defend really well. So, look, it's come back in. You've seen the long throw come back in as well this season.
Mate.
So, look, whatever it takes to score a goal, you've got to take advantage of it.
Just a quick one for you before we go on to the rest of the action of the weekend, mate. See, with City playing it up at Leeds on the Saturday, would you rather have the advantage of playing first? I mean, in general, you know. I mean, obviously, with the two of them going for the title, if you had an opportunity to play before your rivals, would that be a wee bonus for you?
Yeah, I think so. I think if you can make sure you get the job done when you play first, the pressure does build up a little bit more on the other team if you're playing another day. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be like that all season now, Ali. Who's going to play first, and you know, all that sort of stuff. But it's just about, you got to worry about yourselves as well. I mean, you of course, you look at the results after you've played, and you're hoping that other teams can do you a favour. But certainly, just worry about yourselves. Make sure you go out every single game, give it everything you've got, because it is cup finals. Every single game is a cup final now for both sides, and you know. It's a situation now, they've just got to keep picking up points and just hoping other teams can do you a favour as well.
Talking about worrying about our teams, mate, I was at Ibrox yesterday.
Oh, Ali, yeah.
Oh, mate, honestly.
What a goal as well, wasn't it?
Oh, what a goal, mate.
What a strike.
What a goal. It was absolutely a absolute belter of goal.
Yeah, it was.
But to quote the great Barry Fry, to describe our performance yesterday, the first half were like Juventus, the second half were like Frey Bentis. Honestly. And Celtic were the exact same. They were diabolical first half, do you know what I mean?
Game of two halves, eh?
It really was, mate. It was absolutely so. I don't, no doubt.
And I'm sure Hearts fans would have been delighted with that result.
They're ecstatic, I swear to God. We Robbo, the wee ex-Hearts striker, I don't think the referee stopped rolling about his whistle. I think his piece stopped rolling about. He's on the phone to me, giving us, great result for the Hearts, and it was. Hearts obviously good, and also, Ray, I keep saying Motherwell, mate.
Oh.
I keep telling you, I've been saying it for weeks and weeks and weeks. There's one or two people jumping on the bandwagon now, but I still say they're probably playing the best
do you know
football.
what, Ali? I was listening on the way in this morning, and I didn't realise what happens in Scotland, where it goes into two halves.
Aye.
Which is good. So really, Hearts have still got to play Rangers, Celtic. It's going to be Hibs, isn't it? Hibs, Falkirk.
Absolutely. So you think about it, right? I think Celtic have got to play Motherwell. I think Celtic and Hearts have got to play Motherwell before the break as well as after it. And then you think Hibs will not want Hearts to win the league. You know, so there's going to be some games, mate. There really is going to be some games. But I tell you what's not up for debate, mate, with a tremendous weekend of football. And most of it, if not all of it, was covered on talkSPORT. Here you go.
He'll come here, Rodrigo Gomez! That will do it! Aston Villa are beaten, and Wolverhampton Wanderers have done it!
Liverpool 5, West Ham 2, and it's Frimpong, the substitute, who's got it.
And he dropped to Ashley Barnes, and they pulled it back again, and we're all square with possibly the last kick of the game. The goal will not count. There's full time. What a thrilling game. Burnley 3, Brentford 4.
Leeds 0, Manchester City 1. Antoine Semenyo has fired in from close range. It's a beautiful pass down the left from Cherki. Back within 2 of Arsenal. All right, ends here. Leeds 0, Manchester City 1.
Turnaround complete. Manchester United 2, Crystal Palace 1.
Goal for Brighton. They're back in front just a minute after Forest were level. It's Danny Welbeck, their top Premier League scorer this season.
Fulham 2, Tottenham 1. Igor Tudor and Tottenham are in deep trouble.
Arsenal 2, Chelsea 1. Yurian Timber has just tucked the Gunners back into the lead. It came from another set piece. And it feels like a significant step on the road to their first title in more than 2 decades.
Yep, unbelievable. That's right. Wolves kicked off the weekend with a shock victory over Villa. A 21-goal bonanza on Saturday, and the title race been kept well and truly wide open, with every single game finishing 2-1 on the Sunday. And of course, that was including Arsenal's victory over Chelsea. Now, all 3 goals came from corners yesterday, which we mentioned. And after the match, Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta spoke about the number of set pieces.
That is the reality of football. Look at the quality that was on that pitch. Immense. But the set pieces are still were the ones that made the difference. And they are so good at that. We are very good at that as well. And every team, it is. And you need to dominate every aspect if you want to win and be better than them. And today, the margin was there.
Ray, what did you think of Chelsea?
I thought they was very good. I thought they went there. They probably could have got a point in the end. A little bit unlucky. I mean, sending off the disciplinary is not great at Chelsea. As another, I thought you asked me the question on was it last week, Ali, wasn't it? And then you about can they get the record of red cards? I said, no, I don't think they will do, but they've just got another one at the weekend. So it's amazing, really. But I thought Chelsea had a real go. I thought Raya was superb again in goal.
He had a couple of tremendous saves.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the reactions of the goalkeeper was absolutely unbelievable. One of them, when he was going backwards and split second, he had to really throw his arm at it. And you know, he's been a brilliant signing. He really has. Reece James is putting some great balls in, though, to be fair to him.
Brilliant, mate. But see, when you look back, a lot of people, myself included, by the way, were raising their eyebrows, you know, because Ramsdale was in goal.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I tell you what, he's been proved as it's been a great decision, eh?
I think the Brentford goalkeeper coach went to Arsenal, Ally, and that's how it come around, really. And he said, look, you've got to sign Raya. You really have. I work with him every day. He's really good with his feet as well, as much as goalkeepers have got to be good with their feet now. Yeah. It's a different sort of game than when I was playing with David Seaman and all goalkeepers like that. And he made that big move, took him on loan, and in the end, I thought it was a little bit unfair as well with Ramsdale, because I didn't think he'd done a lot wrong. But it looks like it's been a great decision, because as much as Ramsdale is a top goalkeeper, he's took it to the next step. He's amazing. I mean, he had that mistake against Wolves last week. It doesn't really affect him though, and when you're Brentford, I'm not being disrespectful to Brentford, but when you're Brentford, you can lose 2 or 3 games in hand. You can have a little bit of a wobble in goal, and you get away with it. But Arsenal, you can't. He's such an, that every single point and every single save he makes is so important. And he's really stepped up, and he made some unbelievable saves. And Sanchez, look, he's not had a bad season at Chelsea, but he seems to always make mistakes against Arsenal. I mean, you can look back at the League Cup not so long ago, and he made a few mistakes. So and the second goal, he was nowhere near it, was he? I don't know what he was trying to. He was trying to say a VAR. Just come on, give chance. Can we go to VAR? No one touched him. I mean,
a good save late on, second half from Eze, but you're right. Second one, he was left wanting.
And I'm looking at this England. Reece James, he should be in a squad. Who's going to take the set plays? Because you got Declan Rice. He whips him in from that right hand side. Saka takes him on from the left. And Reece put some fantastic balls in, I must admit.
Nice problem to have, mate. Some quality there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some quality there. As we mentioned there, Ray, Chelsea, on the other hand, 9th different player of the season shown a red card. That's unbelievable. 9 different players. And in the final word, former Premier League manager Alan McCoist said Chelsea, well, they've got to do something about it, quite frankly.
Well, you've got, you certainly got to have some sort of kind of meeting about it and start putting in some sort of disciplinary procedures. Because, you can't have that going on. I mean, they do obviously lack a little bit of experience in terms of around the squad, but that's no excuse. They have players who have played the game for a long time now. Reece James being, an experienced player now, and he should be the one that's leading that with the manager to sort of, okay, we've got to curb it. There's no doubt about it that they overreact.
Tell you what, Ray, here's one for you. I didn't have a problem at all with the red cards. I thought it was a stupid challenge,
Yeah, it was, especially when you're on the yellow.
Would you not let him go, though? Would you not let the player go? Am I wrong? Did he not get back on his feet and it looked as though he was on a good break?
I think there was a couple of occasions, Ali, yesterday where they could have let it go when they brought it back. And you think, well, mate, it's 3v2. And you've stopped the game and come back.
Advantage here. That was my point.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a couple of occasions I thought yesterday, which the referee, look, don't get me wrong, you can still go back and book the player, but let the game flow. And there was quite a few controversial decisions over the weekend, wasn't there? As usual. I mean, that's what we get with VAR, and the problem is the inconsistency. That's what people really get upset about, because. One week you're getting a foul for pushing in the back or whatever. Then the following week, it goes against you. I'm going by the Spurs game. He was a little bit unlucky with a goal. I mean, Fulham were very good, by the way.
Well, they just watched them.
Really good second half. They really battered Spurs, if I'm being honest. But you could argue that he did get pushed in the back, Jimenez, from the first goal. Gabriel got it last week against Tottenham, and this week they didn't get it. So that's what managers get upset with is it's such every single point is going to be so important for the bottom sides as well. And when decisions start going against you as well, I mean, it's really heartbreaking. And look, we talk about the top, but the bottom's going to be really interesting. The only reason Spurs got away with it yesterday because Forest lost and so did West Ham the weekend.
I know, mate. Talking about shots in the back, the one down at Bournemouth and Saturday morning, early kick-off, man, not against Sunderland. That might have been the worst one of the lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, mate, right, Arsenal fans, you want to hear from me, Swanee? Can you give us a call? Can you sustain this way of winning until the end? I don't think you'll have too many complaints. Chelsea fans, is your discipline causing you serious problems? Give us a call. 03717 22 3344. Coming up next, we'll hear from an Arsenal fan who's fed right up by the set-piece FC narrative.
England striker Ivan Toney joined Drive Today show and was asked whether he wants to see Arsenal win the title.
Arsenal fans hate me as it is, so I can't say too much. But, now, you know, I do want them to win. I think it's boring City winning all the time. It would be nice for us, another team to win. Also, a couple friends at Arsenal also. So I think, yeah, it'll be special for them. Obviously being so close for so long, and hopefully they can finally get over the line. But I think they know City have been there, done it. So City have that little advantage, but I feel like Arsenal maybe can do it this time.
Yuck. That's what I'm going to say. Do not want Arsenal winning the title. I'm a Chelsea fan, right? It's the way it should be, right? It's the way it should be, Dina. Don't look at me like that. I don't want Arsenal winning the title, mate. All right? I've said all season they will, and I fear I'm going to be proven right. All right? I don't want to win the title.
Right. I thought the massive London derby was Spurs-Tottenham. Spurs-Arsenal.
Yeah, right? They're North London derby, yeah.
So who's Chelsea's biggest rivals? Spurs?
In London, Spurs. I mean, they say Fulham and QPR and Brentford. They're not. No.
So why do you hate Arsenal then?
No, I don't hate Arsenal. I just don't want Arsenal to win the title.
Why?
Because they're London. I don't want anyone in London doing well. That someone's got to win the Premier League title. Give it to Man City. So all I've got to say, give it to City.
Well,
no, not give it to City.
What's your reasons for that? Just because
because Arsenal fans are unbearable. They're unbearable. They haven't won the title in 22 years. They're still unbearable, all of them. Honestly, the entitlement from them. Their Premier League record the last 22 years, they've not been involved in it, right? Okay, they've had a couple of skirmishes with City. Their European status is at.
Talk to me, be the man that I need, baby. Talk to me, be the man that I need. Talk to me, be the man that I need, baby.
Yes, 6:19. This is just for confirmation, talkSPORT Breakfast, Ally and Ray with you this morning. That, of course, was an absolute summer classic, it says here. Man I Need by Olivia Dean. But why are we playing it this morning, Ray? Well, I'm about to tell you, mate, because it was an action-packed night at the Brit Awards where she picked up 4 awards, including Artist and indeed Album of the Year. Luke Little presented International Song of the Year to Rosé, it says here, and Bruno Mars. Pep Guardiola sent a video, I beg your pardon, Bruno Mars and Pep Guardiola sent a video message of love to Oasis, and Jack While get dumped more times than Big Al, by the way. Do you like a bit of the Brits, Ray? You know, Ballard? Right, you've said it all with
really,
that, mate.
No. No, that's it then, Ali. Yeah.
That's it. We'll move swiftly on, mate.
I've either paint me friends, I think, Ali.
It's time for a look at the back pages, my pal.
Back page review on talkSPORT.
And joining us, Olivia. Olivia this morning, how are you?
Yeah, I've been better, Ali. I've been better.
Played all right though, mate, no?
Yeah, I know. And but I think that's the most frustrating thing is that, you know, I feel like I'd rather have got battered if we were going to lose. Like the fact that we've actually played well, deserve something from the game, to lose in that way, it's just so frustrating.
Massive game in the week. Villa away.
Well, both teams have been so poor.
Yeah,
I know.
So it's like, but I don't expect Villa to be as bad as they were against Wolves.
What about discipline? What about another red card?
Do you know what it is, Ali? Actually, I had a really good caller on early breakfast this morning, and it's not even. I don't put it down to inexperience, because I think Pedro Neto and Wesley Fofana are 2 very experienced players. What I put it down to is, yeah, okay, it's a stupid decision making that tackle on a yellow card, but the first one's so unnecessary. It's dissent.
Yeah.
We get so many yellow cards for dissent. And
there's no excuse for that.
It's so frustrating because it's like, then you've put yourself in a position. Pedro Neto felt like he had to make the tackle because Martinelli was running through, but the first yellow card is what frustrated me the most.
Yes,
but
I totally agree with you. I mean, there's no excuse for dissent.
Correct,
no,
mate.
none. It's so avoidable.
Well, that's when you get fined.
Yeah.
You should get fined for that.
Yeah.
Because when you're going in for a tackle, look, people go in late and
you
miss time sometimes, and it's genuine you going for the ball, but there's no. When you throw the ball away, kick the ball away, whatever it is you're going to do, arguing with the ref, there's no excuse for that.
Yeah, there's not. And
you're totally right, because you can't change a decision. So what's the point of throwing the ball away and kicking the ball and getting a yellow card and put yourself under pressure? So make another tackle.
Managers the most,
absolutely,
no doubt about it. How are the back pages looking, Olivia?
Yeah, sadly, all about
Olivia, just a quick one for you. See, I was listening to shows this morning, but when I just started, and there was a rugby league guy on. Yeah.
Olivia can't remember.
Was there a rugby league? Was there, Ali?
Do you know something? I think it was on the show before you. Right?
Oh, Paul
It was
Ross.
on Paul Ross's show. But I thought you'd maybe played the trailer.
No, I don't think so.
Let's have a look.
My mind got. I only did it an hour ago.
All right, okay, that's a showstopper anyway. That was the right conversation killer, that one, wasn't it? Anyway,
get your dressing gown back on.
I was just trying to buy you a bit of time for those back pages, Olivia.
Yeah, I was going to say anything actually.
You ready
the rugby league caller was great. It was a really great chat as well. Anyway, let's move on to the back pages, shall we? First of all, happy St Totteringham's Day. Is that what you call it? St Tottenham.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Arsenal finishing above Spurs.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway. We're going to start with Arsenal. Set Piece FC, not back pages, on one of the back pages of the Telegraph. Jason Burt, Set Piece FC get over the line again, but they're proving a hard watch. But what? Obviously, a frustrating watching the game yesterday, knowing how dangerous Arsenal are from set pieces, and the fact that Chelsea actually put 3 players at the Emirates up on the halfway line in the second leg of the League Cup, and it actually nullified Arsenal's threat completely. Didn't do that, and look what happens. But as an Arsenal fan, like Ray, you don't care, do you?
I tell you
Get
what,
over the line.
If you pick up that trophy at the end of the season and you celebrate with the fans, you don't look back and say, "Oh yeah, we was a bit lucky."
You don't.
Chelsea, another couple of set pieces. It doesn't matter how you get the win. It's all about the 3 points at the end of the day. And as I said before to Ali earlier, I mean, Jules Graham, we worked so hard on the training field with set plays. And going back to the 90s, it was they won most games 1-0 through a set play. And they won't end up winning the league in 91. So there's nothing wrong with set plays. People got to work on it.
Yeah,
They've got set piece coaches now, haven't you?
I was going to say, and everyone's got the same opportunity. So I thought Chelsea looked really dangerous from set pieces yesterday.
Yeah,
Probably the most dangerous we've looked all season because Reece James puts a brilliant ball into the box. We were talking about this in early breakfast, what you said, Ray, about who takes England's set pieces because Reece James is likely to start as England's right back if he's fit, which he has been for a year and a half now. Declan Rice takes an unbelievable one as well. Who do you reckon?
Take turns.
It's a nice wee problem to have, isn't it?
Exactly.
I tell you, that's a tough one. It's a tough one. Probably Reece James.
Yeah. Go on, Ali.
I don't know, though.
No, it's hard.
I mean, somebody would be quick to remind me Declan took a couple of reasonable ones against Real Madrid or something.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, the free kicks, unbelievable.
So it's a nice problem to have, to be brutally honest with you.
Obviously, set pieces won the game yesterday. All three of them were scored from corners. But on the back page of the Star, Art Stopper, Raya's heroics helped Mikel survive, and that was pretty much, Ali, do you think that the difference between the two sides yesterday was who was in goal?
It was different class, let's be honest about it, and Ray and I were talking about it earlier this morning, Olivia. A lot of people, myself included, were kind of raising eyebrows when Mikel Arteta signed him, because I thought Ramsdale was doing a pretty good job, and I thought it was a little bit harsh, However, he stuck by his decision, and boy, at this moment in time, does it look as if he's made a good decision, because I thought he was, I thought he was superb yesterday. Some great saves, even the one, when it's kind of late on, and he's waiting to see if MD gets a touch from the free kick, because his goalkeeping's really good there. Some goalkeepers will go early, he didn't, waited. I just thought he was top class.
Yeah, definitely.
And also there was a lot of goings on in the box yesterday. What did you make of the Declan Rice? This has no impact on the game really, because obviously Chelsea scored from the resulting corner. Did you think the Declan Rice one was a penalty?
Again, we go back to inconsistencies, don't we? That's the problem people have. Sometimes it's given, sometimes it isn't. And it's down to the ref on the day, or whoever's in the VAR truck, as they say. Not the truck, but in the who's watching the game back in Stockley Park. So. Again, it's 50-50, that one for me. Sometimes it would have been. Look, he's gone up. When he hit his elbow.
Yeah, well, it's either because when I was in the ground.
Did you see the grappling from
it's ridiculous.
both sets of players? How'd you give? Who'd you give it to?
When people, Chelsea were doing it to Arsenal were doing it to Chelsea. That one, I just feel like Hato can't jump for the ball because Declan Rice is holding him down, and then he brings his arm sort of up towards the ball, which I thought maybe was.
But when you jump,
he doesn't.
You can't have your arms down your side jumping. You have to jump up with a bit of leverage and jump like that.
But do you not think the fact that he's holding Hato down could have been given? Because Hato can't do anything because Declan Rice is all over.
Yeah, but that happens all the time, Olivia. You'd be getting penalties every, like 2 or 3 a game if you're going to do that. I mean, again, some refs maybe would have give it, but. I don't know what they do about that, Ali. But I know, the grappling and
do you know what I think they're going to have to probably do? They're going to have to probably issue a warning the referees right now that they're going to clamp down on it, and then start making decisions. Anyway, we've got a quick caller we're going to take. Louis on the line there. He's dialed 03717 223344. And Louis is an Arsenal fan. Good morning, Louis. I'll bet you're happy this morning, mate.
Good morning, Louis.
I'm living the dream. On the M3 as well. Listen, gents, great show. Keeps a smile on my face at this time of the morning. Good stuff. Keep up the good work. Just a couple of things. The first one's a bit of humour, actually, because I know I'm going to be slaughtered by the Arsenal, but I actually don't think that Tottenham should go down. I really don't.
What's your reason for that? You enjoy the derby?
Well,
easy 3 points.
No, what it means is it actually guarantees us 6 points next year.
It guarantees everyone 6 points next year.
But more importantly, right, this is something that really gets up my goat. Why do people keep talking about Arsenal scoring set pieces? Tell me if I'm wrong, okay? Let's go through the step by step. To win games, you score goals, right?
Yes.
It's as simple as that, right?
Yes.
If the goal is scored, then it's valid. What difference does it make how you score the goal? Are we saying now that that in order to actually win a game, you have to score a certain type of goal to be successful? That's just my view. It gets
Louis, mate, you're 100% correct, mate. Whether it's a long throw, a free kick, a set play into the box, As long as you're keeping it within the laws of the game, then it doesn't matter. So you're absolutely spot on. And it just so happens you've got a team that are brilliant at set plays, so I don't have a problem with it at all, mate. None.
Well, it's actually, the thing is, it's actually Arsenal's strength, and it's up to the opposition to deal with it. It's simple as that.
Yeah. Spot on, mate. Thanks for your call. You'll have a good day. I am sure you will. Thanks for the back pages there, Olivia. Has Igor Tudor underestimated the task of turning Spurs around? We'll be dealing with that next.
That's a fantastic draw for Arsenal, really, to be in that part of the draw as well, because not only have they got Leverkusen, they then play the winners of Sporting and Bodo Glimt, so they've got a great run. In fact, it could be that you could get a North London derby in the semi-finals of the competition if everything goes to plan. But their potential opponents in the quarterfinals, should they beat Leverkusen, Arsenal, would end up being Bodo Glimt or Sporting. And then they would face the winners of the quarterfinal, which is between Newcastle, Barcelona or Atletico Madrid against Tottenham. So the draw in full then, Paris Saint-Germain against Chelsea, Galatasaray against Liverpool. The winners of those two ties will play each other in the quarterfinals of the competition. Real Madrid will take on Manchester City, and Atalanta will play Bayern Munich. The winners of those two ties will meet in the quarterfinals. So we could have a Manchester City Bayern Munich reunification with Vincent Kompany in the quarterfinals of the competition, or we could have Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, some of the most prolific champions in Champions League history, meeting at the quarterfinal stage. Newcastle and Barcelona is the next fixture that came out of the hat. They will face the winners of Atletico Madrid and Tottenham Hotspur in the quarterfinals, and then Bodo Glimt, Sporting and Leverkusen Arsenal completes the draw. Well, certainly Arsenal have come out more favourably than anybody else.
Incredible. It's incredible. I mean, they've got to at least get to the semi-finals for me, if not the final itself. It couldn't have gone any better from a Gunners' perspective.
Over the last few years, Formula One has gone from elitist and insular to a global entertainment brand. The transformation's down to American investment group Liberty Media, who cultivated a new image for the sport since buying it in 2016. Better access to drivers, improved content on social media, and tapping into the US market have given F1 a massive boost in both attention and revenues. But is everyone happy? The fans certainly are, as evidenced by Drive to Survive. Almost 7 million people per season have tuned in to get all the gossip and all the drama from the paddock. The extra exposure means the drivers can demand a higher salary too. In 2010, the top drivers were earning $20 million a year, which isn't bad. But now, the very best earn 3 times that, with Max Verstappen getting a whopping $65 million in 2025. But money doesn't always buy happiness. Some drivers, including Verstappen, don't like the pageantry the changes have brought about. In Las Vegas in 2023, Verstappen said the drivers were made to look like clowns, and the event was 99% performance and 1% race. Some purists who still watch the sport feel the same, and that the spirit of competition has suffered. But Formula One and Liberty Media don't look like slowing down anytime soon. So expect more races, major events and exclusive access in future.
Okay, 6:34. This is talkSPORT Breakfast with Ally McCoist Ray Parlour and Arnold Clark, our good friends at Arnold Clark, with over 20,000 used cars online to choose from. They will, without doubt, have the car for you. Time now to take a look at the latest EFL action in partnership with McDonald's.
EFLers on talkSPORT with McDonald's. Got big McDonald's hunger? Order delivery on the McDonald's app today. From 11 a.m, 18 plus. Fees apply to delivery orders. Subject to availability. Price may vary.
Now, quite unbelievably, and I mean unbelievable, this EFL legend, well, he's back in the dugout tomorrow. That's correct. Absolutely correct, Ray.
Brilliant.
77-year-old Neil Warnock is back in the dugout as the new temporary manager of Torquay United in the National League South, after they sacked Paul Watson. This remarkable appointment represents the 21st managerial position across a remarkable 46-year career. The game, and we wish him all the best, is against Farnborough. Can you believe it? There's part of me can believe it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's like a drug, isn't it? I mean, you just love it. You love the day-to-day with the players, and you know, you just...
It's like a drug for them, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you might see Harry Redknapp soon as well. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, Spurs. But it's a situation where, you know, people like Sam Allardyce, they've done it all their life. They've been footballers themselves, Ali. You know, so you've been in that dressing room environment since you were 16, 17 years old. And then you go into management at the end of your career, and you're still in there, and you just love it. The data, as I said before, we had a chat last week, didn't we?
Yeah.
We said we missed the day-to-day stuff of it.
Exactly.
You missed the, you know, having a laugh with people, going into training every day. You miss all that sort of stuff when you retire. And it's the same with managers. You know, they probably miss that going into work. And there is a time sometimes you say, well, I've had enough now. I'm gonna just be I'm just gonna watch football instead of being part of it. But there's always that at the end of it. If someone asks you, can you be manager again? Sometimes you just can't refuse it as a person, and I think Neil's down that road a little bit, and he's done a wonderful job wherever he's been. Brilliant. You know, he goes back down to just keep it simple, basics, really, and get the best out of players. That's all you can do as a manager.
That's all you need to do, mate.
Exactly. You've got to get them on your side and get the best out of them.
100%, mate. Well, one of his 21 managerial positions was at Middlesbrough, and you can hear Middlesbrough because they're in action tonight as they travel to Birmingham, and it will, of course, be live and exclusive on talkSPORT 2 with kick-off at 8 p.m. That was thanks to McDonald's.
EFLers on talkSPORT with McDonald's. Got big McDonald's hunger? Order delivery on the McDonald's app today. From 11 a.m, 18 plus. Fees apply to delivery orders. Subject to availability. Price may vary.
Here's an interesting one, Ray. Relegation threat in Tottenham saw the miserable 2026 continue after a 2-1 defeat to Fulham. Harry Wilson, what a season he's having, by the way, opened the scoring before an absolute screamer from Alex Iwobi, which is a lovely goal as well, sealed it, meaning Spurs' winless run now stretches to 10 league games, mate. Dear me. But the first goal didn't come without controversy. Raul Jimenez was adjudged to have fouled Dragusin in the build-up, a decision that left Spurs boss Igor Tudor absolutely livid.
Ridiculous to not give the foul. It's because the consequence is too big. It's not small foul in the middle of the pitch. It's a goal after. So the referee's beautiful thing to keep playing here. Let's play strong and do it. It's fantastic. I like it. But there is a logic. If the goal is because he take advantage, not thinking about football. He was not thinking about ball. He was thinking how to cheat. So he cheated the player with pushing, and they scored the goal. So it's a logic. It's a cheating, and there's the foul. It's not the thing of duel, and then they want that here is a football is more tough, and we like the duels. This is nothing with that. So there was no logic in this decision, and logic is above everything. After come other things.
Yeah, I mean, I got that wrong. He was a judge not to have fouled him, obviously. Watched it a few times myself. Interesting one. We're going to speak now to host of the Last Word in Sports podcast, Ricky Sachs. Good morning, Ricky. How are you?
Morning, Ricky.
Good morning, boys. I think you're better than how I am at the moment.
Oh, you've got to be, mate. Yeah, I mean, it's so tough. Well, I think, Ray, we'll start, with Ricky, with that potential free kick. I mean, it must be really painful, particularly what happened the week before.
Yeah, look, I don't want to get too much drawn into it because I do feel that the standard of officiating right now in the Premier League is on the floor. there's such a lack of consistency. But if we're going to be honest about it, that's one of the reasons that we lost against Fulham. But quite simply, there's a lack of mentality from the players, the manager, some of his tactical decision-making, massively concerning. And look, the reality is, you boys put it there, we've gone winless in 10 in the Premier League. We've conceded 2+ goals in the last 8 games, a new club record. There's no team that can survive given that run rate. And we may just be very, very lucky that there might be 3 teams below us that are worse. But for a club like Tottenham to be where we are, it's just utterly shambolic.
Yeah, I was just about to say, Ricky, I mean, you got away with it a little bit because West Ham losing, Nottingham Forest losing yesterday as well. But you've got 2 massive games coming up this month, having your home games as well, where the fans have got to get right behind the team, which they did. And you've got Palace, I think, in the week, Thursday, and then you've got Nottingham Forest comes to the Tottenham Stadium the same month as well. So those games are must-wins, surely.
Absolutely, Ray. Yeah, look, they are must-win home games, but we've had home games this season that you would have said for Tottenham are home bankers, but the home form has been on the floor.
Why is that, Ricky? Why is that? Because it's a great stadium. Is it because teams get like joy playing there? I don't know. I don't know why it's so. Your record at home is so bad.
Yeah. Well, I think the problem you've got with Spurs is there's a real toxic feeling throughout the football club. When you look at the top in terms of the ownership and the changing of some of the hierarchy there, Daniel Levy moving on, nothing has really changed, Ray. The reality is with Tottenham that they talk like they want to be a big club, but they don't act like a big club. They don't want to pay the big club wages in general. Look, they've made a bit of a shift in terms of Conor Gallagher, for example. But, you look at that January transfer window, that absolutely has killed us by not improving and investing into the squad. We knew going into that window we were absolutely decimated by injuries, but the board chose not to give Thomas Frank any kind of opportunity to really fight and try and see if there's a way out of his current predicament when he was struggling. And Tudor's come into a battle where, quite honestly, at the moment, I'm really, really unsure whether we've made the right decision. But at the time, he was a firefighter, but I think he's walked into Tottenham, and you've heard in there in the press conferences, I think he doesn't realise until he's got in there the actual mess the club are in. And it wouldn't surprise me at all if another couple of defeats, they may look to change him, because I'm worried that in his first 2 games, he's gone in on the players and absolutely buried them.
Yes, yeah.
And don't get me wrong, they probably deserve being buried, but how is that productive in terms of trying to get results out of this group? I don't know, when you're already decimated by injuries and you've got 12 to 13 players fit to work with.
It's a little bit harsh having a go at him straight away when he's only been in having 2 games, Ricky, but I can understand it, because for me it was a kind of strange appointment. I'm still a little bit concerned at some of the body language from the Spurs players that you're witnessing, that we're watching. See, in terms of the appointment, Ricky, I mean, it's the easiest thing in the world to say, right? But at the time, I would have thought it would have been more beneficial to maybe go and get, even to the end of the season, go and get either a Glenn or a Harry Redknapp. And I'll tell you why my logic in that, mate, because I just think it gives the whole club a boost and it lifts the whole place, mate. I don't know whether you agree.
All right, listen, boys, I totally hear what you're saying. I think that appointment would have appeased the fans, but the biggest thing is, does that work for the players? The players are the ones that have got to cross the white line. They've got to get results. I don't mean any disrespect to Harry and Glenn, that are legends in their own right, but it is about trying to connect with the players and to get results. And I would think maybe they feel maybe Glenn and Harry's time, they've been out of the game for too long. The reality is, boys, that they're not going to have any other way to turn to, because if Tudor doesn't get results out of this group, then Tottenham can't get relegated. I mean, it's with all due respect. I know for the national media, there is a willingness by our Tottenham fans to see us get relegated, because that is the big, big story. But I just don't think people realise if Tottenham get relegated, there's absolutely no guarantee that Tottenham come back first time of asking. There is absolutely no guarantee. So the club needs everything they can in their power to ensure we stay in this Premier League. But boys, from the top of the club to the manager to the players, it doesn't feel like anyone truly cares about the fans. And the fans were magnificent at Craven Cottage. They sang their heart out. And I know, like, it does feel like sometimes, and don't take this in the wrong way, that it does feel like Spurs fans at times get a real, I don't know, a real rough, feeling around, to the general media. The reality is that, we've gone through a lot. No one wants to keep sacking managers. All we want is to be able to get behind someone that we can see a plan, see a vision. And right now, it feels like the club is in utter freefall and total, utter disarray.
I'll tell you what, mate, I don't think it's getting any easier, as Ray correctly said, Ricky. You've got Palace home, Liverpool away, Forest home, Sunderland away, and Brighton home. Interesting times. Thanks for coming on this morning, mate. Right, still to come in breakfast this morning.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Download the new improved app to easily manage your accounts and quotes.
Okay, actor Martin Clunes, the in-betweener star James Buckley are live in the studio talking about the brand new British comedy Mother's Pride. Two-time Premier League Golden Boot winner and Chelsea legend Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, brilliant, joining us in person for the final hour, dissecting the current situation at Chelsea, plus much more, and yet another weekend of VAR chaos. Former Premier League Chris Foy is with us to break down and to explain to us just what on earth is going on. Give us a call, guys, 03717223344. We are talking Scottish Premiership next, and a brilliant weekend, for Hearts and Motherwell. That was our breakfast preview with Travis Perkins.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Get free next day track delivery. Head to travisperkins.co.uk or download the app.
So when an old friend I know drops by to say hello, will I still see suspicion in your eyes?
Absolutely.
There we go again, Ray. Here we go.
Come on now.
You're asking where I've been.
Whoa.
You can't see the tears are real, I'm crying. Sing it, Ray.
We can go on together with suspicious minds.
Build our dreams on suspicious minds. That's beautiful.
Right, people can put the radio back.
Right, I just want to hear the bit in the ghetto from the man himself, Elvis. This is a classic.
There's a snow flies on a cold and grey Chicago morning. A poor little baby child is born in the ghetto, and his mama cries, 'cause if there's one thing that she don't need, it's another little hungry mouth to feed in the ghetto. People, don't you understand? A child needs a helping hand, or he'll grow to be an angry young man someday. Well, take a look at you and me. Are we too blind to see? Or do we simply turn our heads and look the other way?
Okay, this is talkSPORT Breakfast. It is Monday, it is the 2nd of March, and it's 6:50. Ally and Ray with you this morning. What do we know this Monday morning? Well, I'm about to tell you, set pieces proved decisive for Arsenal once again in a very tight 2-1 victory over Chelsea yesterday afternoon to keep their title lead to 5 points. Could Darwin Núñez be set for a return to the Premier League? Chelsea have now emerged as potential rivals to Newcastle to try and get his signature in the summer. And Michael Carrick's Manchester United team got the job done the hard way, having to come from behind against Crystal Palace. And speaking after the game, this is what he credited the character his side showed. This is what he said about the game.
Listen, I didn't think we started the game particularly well. Credit to Crystal Palace for that. I thought they were bright, they were sharp. And then I thought after about 20-25 minutes, we kind of got some control in it, finished the half decently enough to sort of going in the right direction. And then second half, it's not an easy position, something a little bit different for us, you know, coming off 1-0 down. And we said about that at half time about it's how do we deal with it, you know? Do you feel sorry for yourself, or do you kind of be positive and take what we've built already? And I thought there was a fantastic second half to turn the game around against a team that don't give you an awful lot. So it's easy to listen. We'll look at the first 20 minutes and we'll obviously try and improve that. But it's a tough league with teams, you know. So you're never going to be on top the whole game, and to overcome that is a big step for us today.
Doing brilliantly well. Doing fantastic well. That's moved into third place above Villa on goal difference. Okay, Olivia's back with us. Olivia, listen, you ready?
Hello.
Olivia, just to let you know, Ray, for clarification, when I came onto the show early this morning, Ed actually put me through to talkSPORT 2, so it was talkSPORT 2 that I was listening to.
So it's Ed's fault.
And I can now exclusively reveal to the zillions of listeners out there, it was in fact Danny Kelly talking to rugby league legend Gary Schofield.
Nice.
Now, I'm sure that's just put that to bed now for the rest of the day, and let's move on, Olivia.
Let's move on, Ali, to the Scottish Premiership title race.
Yes. Wow.
Let's get straight to the old firm. Ali, just first of all,
yes.
Yusuf Chamiti scored
2 cracking goals.
Oh my word! But that first one, that bicycle kick, absolutely unbelievable. But just first of all, Ali, do you remember the comments that you made about him when Rangers signed him?
Oh yeah.
What do you stand by those comments?
At that time, 100%.
Now.
By the way, it's still a long way to go, Olivia.
Yeah.
You know, he scored a couple of goals in the Old Firm game twice, and 2 of them yesterday, particularly the first one was out of this world. But you know something, Olivia? See, if you play up front with Glasgow Rangers, you've got to score the only goal of the game at Livingston. You've got to score in a 2-1 victory away at Motherwell. You've got to. Right. That's what you've got to do as well.
Yeah. Week in, week out, you've got to do it.
Correct.
Little bit like Jokovic.
Absolutely,
he scored 2
mate.
Against Tottenham.
Yeah.
Look, and you know, he's got to do that every game, though.
Absolutely. He was terrific, as with the team, for the first 45 minutes yesterday. But let's not get carried away, Olivia. He's got a long, long way to go, and I genuinely hope he continues.
Just for clarification, obviously, for people that maybe don't know, what were those comments, Ali? What did you say? Just remind the listeners what you said.
I can't remember, to be honest, but there was a question mark about him.
Yeah, you said. I think you said it was a bit of a gamble when Rangers signed him.
Oh, massive gamble. Well, it still is.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're paying the best part of £10 million, you know what I mean, which for us is a ridiculous amount of money, you know, because we're in the kind of 2 million, 2.5, 3 million bracket, which is still more than most of the Scottish teams, but probably in a par with Celtic. So when we spend money like that, we've got to get it right.
Yeah. Let's talk about his goal then, especially
Wonderful.
that first one. Is it one of the best goals you've ever seen in an Old Firm derby?
Well, the boys are asking me. I was at the game. The boys are asking me, and it would come into the category. But it's one of the best Old Firm goals I've seen live. Yeah. Off the top of my head, there was another one that sticks with me. Boy, Swedish lad, international Jonas Tern scored a remarkable goal against Celtic, and Ray Wilkins scored another one. Funnily enough, both of them in that goal in Old Firm games. But it would come into the category, Ray. It was a stunning technique.
Brilliant. Even the second goal he took well as well.
He took it brilliant. The wee flicking in the finish, two great goals. But the first one in terms of, you know, the athleticism and the way it looked at overhead kick, brilliant.
How high he got as well.
Yeah, I know. It was a fantastic goal. Really was. And he knew exactly what, you know, where the ball was. And just the connection is superb. Absolutely brilliant. And
but you're right, you guys. I mean, what a weekend for...
You don't really practice him in training.
Oh, no, you can't practice there. But what a weekend for Hearts and Motherwell.
Yeah, Motherwell. I put them in my acca this weekend because Ali talked them up and a few of the guys talked them up. So
everyone was saying not to write them off.
Well, they don't concede too many goals, do they? You know, that's
do you know
good
something?
defence.
I think I'm right in saying they've got the best defensive record in the top leagues in Europe, by the way. Honestly.
Wow.
I genuinely mean that. I'm trying to get the table up just now as we speak. They have been incredible. They've lost... I think they've only lost... Yeah, I'm right. They've lost 18 league goals. Hearts have lost 24. Rangers have lost 25. Celtic
30, isn't it?
Celtic have lost 30.
30 goals, wow.
Motherwell have lost 18 goals. And they're going really, really well, guys. I mentioned it as well. They've got to play, Olivia, I don't know if you were there when I said to Ray, they've actually got to play Celtic twice and Hearts twice.
Oh.
I mean,
they're going to have
only
a big
2
save.
points. They're only 2 points off Celtic.
Of course they are.
Same amount of games played.
Absolutely. So, effectively...
Do you know what, Ali? It's probably the best race you've had for many, many years, isn't
Correct,
it?
mate.
I mean...
100%.
You don't know what's going to happen. Rangers are still in there, Celtic, Motherwell, Hearts. Oh, it's so exciting for Scottish football.
Listen, that's what we were talking about the game yesterday. I was there yesterday. First half, Rangers were brilliant. Celtic were really, really poor. And then the game just flipped and it was the opposite in the second half. But when we're walking away from the stadium, I was thinking about tomorrow morning on the show, and it'll be brilliant because we're not only talking about that game there, we're talking about Hearts going 5-6 points clear, we're talking about Motherwell getting themselves into the challenge, and it's been a long time. Ray, I don't think I can ever remember, honestly, 4 teams get into it with maybe 10 games to go, wherever it is to go. Brilliant it is, guys.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
I mean, Hearts fans would probably have been celebrating that draw in the Old Firm game more than anyone.
Yes.
That was the perfect result for them. Did you have any... I know we obviously sat here, Ali, talking about the decisions in the Scottish Premiership a couple of weeks ago and how awful they were.
Well, there was a penalty right at the end, wasn't it?
Did you think it was handball?
Well, it's definitely handball, but I'm not sure what Sterling is meant to do. I've got no idea. People saying it prevented it getting into the goal. I'm not sure it did.
The keeper's there, isn't he? So
I think the goalkeeper's there as well. But listen, there is no argument it hits his hand. But I've got an unbelievable amount of sympathy for him because effectively he's been given a penalty against him for somebody heading the ball off his hand.
Yeah, and he doesn't actually have it's one of those ones that he doesn't have a clue where the ball is.
He's no idea.
He's not looking at the ball. His arm's sort of up a little. It's not up here, like it's.
No, it's the thing is as well, I love it, his hand is in a natural, not unnatural, his hand is in a natural position for the way he is trying to close the player down. You don't run about with your hands at your side. You don't run about with your hands at your side. No. So I thought, I can understand why they gave it, but I just thought it was extremely harsh on Sterling because he knew nothing about it.
Yeah, I think the handball rule here, I feel like we're still in a world where we don't actually know what should be given as a penalty and not.
I don't know what you think, guys. I think we're going to have to at some point bring in the word intentional use of the hand. Do you know what I mean? We're going to have to bring that in because some of the handballs, the guys just don't have a clue. Even guys having shots in their arms at their side, and you see some of them giving a penalty and things like that. It's really, really poor. But the first thing I would say is I think a draw was probably a fair result yesterday, Olivia. So although I've got a little bit of a problem with and feel a little bit sorry for Sterling because he doesn't know anything about it, I think a draw was probably a fair result with both teams dominating one half.
Yeah, I also maybe the rule about the goal scorer, it doesn't matter if it's accidental.
I know.
Because, the Alexis McAllister on the other day and then Ashley Barnes on the weekend, it just feels like you can't do anything about that. Why has a goal been ruled out for stuff like that?
I think you've got to give both goals on that occasion.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah, same.
OK, guys, what can we do next? I'll tell you what's coming up next. Liam Rossinier to Canny curb Chelsea's quite incredible disciplinary problems. 9th red card at the weekend. Dearie me.
I want passion in my team. I want players who want to win. I understand some of the frustrations of my players, but we need to show it in a different way.
So, Stuttgart have got Porto, Nottingham Forest have got Midtjylland. The winners of those ties will meet in the quarterfinals. Bologna take on Roma, and Lille play Aston Villa. It means the quarterfinal could be Donyell Marlin against Aston Villa, Gabby.
That would sum us up. That Donyell Marlin would score the winner and knock Aston Villa out. And if that happened, right, I don't know what I'd do, Crookie. I think I'd walk to your house, Crookie, from here and knock on your door and blame you.
We'll fire up the hot tub, mate. You're always welcome.
But Aston Villa against Lille, they finished 18th in the Europa League group stage. Beat Red Star Belgrade in the playoffs.
They did well, actually, to come from behind. They lost their home leg 1-0 and then 1-2-1 away.
You should be beating them.
They're 5th in the league as well, in Liga. So
Roma's
should beat them.
The tough one.
Yeah, Roma's the tough one, and it's on the same side as Forest. Is that right?
Well, yeah. So basically, what it means is that if they were to win against Midtjylland, which you might expect them to do, Nottingham Forest, they would find a quarterfinal opponent, either Stuttgart or Porto. Tough draw, actually, that. And then further down the line, if they were to win that quarterfinal, the semi-final would be potentially Aston Villa. That is possible.
Are you pleased you're on the other half of the draw to Genk?
Okay, you're not funny. Where Manchester United, Alex? Because there'll be thousands of Villa fans listening to you.
They're also on the other side of the draw to Freiburg.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Hello,
well.
Hello, you
and Braga.
Guys, you do a lot of games at Villa Park. Be careful now. Alex.
We like Aston Villa.
We get looked after, didn't you?
We're predicting them
get
to
some good food in the press box.
You know what? I think the atmosphere at Aston Villa is one of the best when it's really.
Oh, I love it.
Aguero, Solskjaer, Deeney, Watkins. Sure, you know all about those last-minute goals, but have you heard the one about the on-loan goalkeeper who saved his temporary employers from disappearing out the Football League and into almost certain financial oblivion? Back in 1999, Carlisle United, managed by Nigel Pearson, were fighting to stay in the Football League. Carlisle's finances were precarious with a capital P that season, leading to a scenario where, with 3 games to go, they had to ask the FA to sanction an emergency loan deal to bring in a goalkeeper. Swindon Town's Jimmy Glass arrived at the club. His efforts in his first 2 games earned the Cumbrians 2 draws. Those vital points meant that Carlisle went into their final game of the Division 3 season, now League 2, needing to beat mid-table Plymouth Argyle in front of their own fans and hope their relegation rival Scarborough didn't win against Peterborough at home. The game at the McCain Stadium finished 1-1, and with the same scoreline at Brunton Park deep into injury time, Scarborough's fans invaded the pitch en masse, believing their Football League status was secure, convinced they'd done enough to stay up. However, there'd be one more plot twist. Carlisle won a corner in the dying seconds, and up came Jimmy Glass. In one of those you couldn't make it up moments, Glass scored from a rebounded header and was promptly swamped by teammates and thousands of fans who quite simply couldn't believe what they'd just witnessed. As for Jimmy Glass, he became an overnight celebrity, but he never played for Carlisle again, and his playing career never really kicked on after that defining moment. He took on various jobs outside of football before finding his way back into the sport as player liaison officer at Eddie Howe's Bournemouth, and most recently the general manager at non-league Wimborne. Not the fairy tale ending to one of the most Hollywood moments in football, but the name Jimmy Glass will live on forever as the scorer of that goal, arguably the most important in any club's history.
Yep, here we go indeed. This is talkSPORT Breakfast. Arnold Clark, browse UK's best used car deals and score your dream car today. Check out the website for more details. Ally and Ray with you this Monday morning, the 2nd of March. Now, plenty to come for you this morning on talkSPORT Breakfast. Another weekend of football, and of course it came with its VAR controversies. We'll be setting the record straight on all those officiating calls with former Premier League referee Chris Foy. That'll be coming up later on this morning. And two stars of British television, I beg your pardon, joined us in the studio after 8, the iconic Martin Clunes and in-betweeners legend James Buckley will with us here in the studio. And we've got a blockbuster 9 hour with a man. 9 hour, how about, yeah, meaning 9 till 10, not 9 hour. A 1 hour from 9 till 10, that'd have been better, with a man who is part of the Premier League 100 Club and two-time Golden Boot winner, as of course Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. He'll be with us at 9 o'clock. All that to come and much more. But now Arsenal continued their title charge with a 2-1 victory over Chelsea yesterday, of course at the Emirates. But there were more problems than just the defeat for the Blues, as they saw red once again for the 9th time. After the game, boss Liam Rosenior said disciplinary issues and struggling to defend set pieces is costing his team.
Frustrated, disappointed. If we don't eradicate the set play issue that we've started to creep into our game and our discipline issues, then for all of the good things that we do in the game, we're not going to get what we want to achieve.
Well, here we go. Joining us now for a bit more on this is the host of Chelsea Fan TV, Alex Harris. Alex, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Morning, Alex.
Good morning. How are we doing, guys?
We're doing well, Alex. We're doing well, mate. Obviously a disappointing result. Performance I thought was quite good, but we can't skirt over it. I mean, the ongoing disciplinary problems, they're clearly not helping, mate.
You know, when you talk about the performance, I guess I kind of agree with you to a point, Ali. I mean, it would be nice to go and be a little bit more dominant against Arsenal, but then there is that reality check where you just go, we're just not as good. We don't have the depth, we don't have the quality, we don't have the backbone, we don't seem to have any spine at the moment. So I would have taken a draw all day long, and we just shoot ourselves in the foot again and again and again. And every time we go, oh, they're going to score from here, you know, you sort of laugh about it. But then it seems to keep happening. It happened against Burnley. And then we go, we're going to learn from this. We're going to rectify our mistakes. But no matter what the coaching team do, no matter which manager we have, you can't change the fact that the players are, even the ones that are experienced and fair, Neto's experienced enough, and he got booed when he was walking past the away section. He deserved it, I'll be honest with you. I mean, if a player like that, who I think is quite reliable, we can't count on, then it's difficult to see us getting anywhere this season.
Alex, was it a game of two, was it goalkeepers really? I mean, I thought Raya was superb in the Arsenal goal, and Sanchez for the second goal, I don't know what he was trying to do there. He was trying to look at VAR and someone holding him, but no one was near him.
Oh, I mean, this is again, it's just like, I thought we were past this point. I really thought we were past this point. But then again, you still look at Sanchez, he's better than Jorgensen. So, you know, I'm looking at the starting 11, I'm going, well, we've got Hato at left back. It's not as good as Cucurella, but it's still the best we've got. We've got Sarr, I'd rather him than Badiashile or some of the others. So, you know, that was our best 11. That was our best 11. We had a strong midfield. We had James in there, which was always positive. No Esteval, but you still had Palmer in there and João Pedro. So, like, that was our best. That was honestly the best that Chelsea had to offer. I can't even sit here and say that, you know, Rosenior needs to do this or that. We're just not good enough. We don't have the players. Bowley came out and said, you know, when I came in, I didn't know anything about football. So I saw that Man City liked Cucurella, and that was the reason that we needed him. Now we're looking at who does Brighton want to sign? Who are Bournemouth looking at in the transfer window? And that's who Chelsea are probably linked with in the summer. So I think it all comes back down to recruitment. And when I spoke to fans outside the stadium, everyone was echoing that same thing. They're going, well, listen, we can talk about the football, but it all goes back to poor signings. We're leaning on players like Garnacho and Delap to come off the bench and make an impact. But ultimately, you know, years ago, we'd have so much more quality than that. I'm sort of past that point of being angry. I'm just sort of deflated. I'm looking at this now and I'm like, we've gone from a team that used to bully Arsenal. We went there with Lukaku. That was the last time we won under Tuchel. And we bullied them. And now we're just a shadow of our former selves.
Well, you look as though you need to get a lift from somewhere, Alex. What is going to give you the lift to get Champions League places, fourth or fifth place? Because it looks as though it might just be slipping away from you, mate.
Oh man, I don't. February was supposed to be an easy month. We dropped points against Leeds. We had an open goal at the end. We bottled that, and then we conceded right at the end against Burnley as well. If you can't have a good month against Leeds and Burnley, what am I supposed to do when we play Arsenal? We got Aston Villa away. We've got Newcastle coming up. It's not an easy run, and I'm not even just talking about this month. Until the end of the season, genuinely, every game is quite difficult, and that sounds really cliche, but. I mean, we make every game difficult for ourselves, so I can't sit here and say that I can count on us to do anything. If we can't beat relegation sides, which is honestly what I thought Rosinha was quite good at when he first came in, I thought he's given players the freedom to play. We're a little bit more expressive. We're not holding them back, players like Palmer, etc., which is always a criticism that we had with Maresca. Maybe the style of football can improve. And then he's come out, Rosinha, and he said, you know what, I can't actually change too much because I don't want to, I have to keep things similar to what we had. So we want something different, but we can't change it because we sacked our manager at the beginning of the season. Rosinha's in a position where it's a lose-lose. You change the style, you probably sacrifice results. You want to play more attractive football, but you don't have the players. And you want to win matches, but we don't have the quality. I mean, who are we going to lean on in this team? Because we clearly can't lean on our experienced players. Neto got sent off yesterday. We obviously had Fofana with the red card the other day. Those are some of our more experienced players. So then I'm looking at players like Reece James, Cucurella, Palmer. Who's going to lead us forward? And I'm honestly looking at Chelsea now, and I'm seeing those players, and I'm going, that's like Van Persie before he went to United. Like, you're not going to stay at this club if we continue to let you down every single week. So if you're asking me about Champions League football, I'd say that maybe there's a chance we could get it if other teams continue to slip up. But we're not going to get there because we're just better than everyone else, only because they fall off. So European football perhaps, but probably not Champions League.
All right, mate. Well, I'll tell you what, you got a massive game on Wednesday. Then you're up in the Villa. Yeah. We'll find out more after Wednesday night. Thanks for joining us, Alex. Appreciate your time this morning. Okay, Chelsea fans, want to hear from you this morning. Can you still make the top four? Are you a little bit more optimistic than Alex? Let us know. Does Robert Sanchez have to go in the next window? Will we see a game without a red card involving your lot anytime soon? Give us a call, 03717 22 3344. We're going to take a short break.
Declan Rice made a mistake, but Declan shows you how good he is. He didn't let it bother him. He was brilliant the rest of the game. And everybody makes mistakes. He put his hand up straight away. No, he's made a mistake. But after that, he was superb, absolutely superb, like he's been all season, by the way. And then the big plus point for the game was Gyökeres. It's got to be, because I thought without his goals, he played quite well because he was always involved. He was making better runs. He was getting to more dangerous areas, but he took his goals very well. His first goal, if you look at his first goal, Al, it's a great first touch. You know, it's all about first touch in football. He gets out of his feet, and it's like it's the same motion as he touched. He's run onto it and he pinged it, and the keeper's had no chance. And the last goal was very, very similar. I'm not going to compare him with Thierry Henry, but the way he played on the right back shoulder, and it was a really good pass through to him. He was strong, But then he cut inside and he just found that he passed it into the net, which he's got to do more often. But he was getting so much better areas. But as I said before, you can't just have one game like that, Al. You've got to do it week in, week out.
Well, and that's where Declan is so good. It's every game.
Oh, absolutely.
Do you know he's very elegant, is he? He's an elegant player, right?
Yes, you've got to get him on the ball as much as you can. He's very, very, he knows exactly who's around him. Look, Odegaard's a great player as well, and it'd be interesting to see what he does. Odegaard was on the bench against Spurs. He come on. But I think Eze probably will keep his position because he scored 2 goals.
Okay, 7:19, just coming up 7:20. This is talkSPORT Breakfast. Ally and Ray with you this morning. Now, it's very unclear at this moment in time whether Iran will compete at this summer's World Cup following events over the weekend, which have quite rightly dominated the news for a bit more on what's going on in the Middle East and all the sporting fallout. Here's our talkSPORT reporter, Nick Ellerby. Nick.
On Saturday morning, the US and Israel took the world by surprise, launching a bombing campaign on Iran. The head of the murderous regime, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, was killed. In response, Iran launched missiles at Israel and a number of Gulf states. The future stability in the region remains very uncertain. The head of Iran's FA now says it's hard to look at the World Cup with hope. It's thought they could pull out the tournament. Here's talkSPORT's Henry Winter.
So they will be replaced and the World Cup will go ahead. It's just finding that 48th team, effectively.
Next month's finalissima between Spain and Argentina in Qatar is now in doubt as well after missiles fell there. Graham Souness is stuck in Abu Dhabi, so is Johnny Bairstow. He's on holiday with his family and tweeted the Prime Minister asking how he was going to get them out. While England's men's Lions cricket squad, all 25 of them, are in Abu Dhabi as well, along with coaches Freddie Flintoff and Ben Stokes. Their series with Pakistan B is almost certainly going to be canned. Cricket writer at the Times, Lizzie Ammon, told us they'll have to wait like everybody else.
I think they're just going to have to sit tight for the moment and see when the airspace might open, or whether there are any alternative routes. One option is possibly you can drive to Oman, but it's all very logistically complicated, and obviously there's a lot of them.
The British government is now working out how to get 94,000 citizens out of the region.
Yeah, it's some carry on. It really is really concerning. I've got some mates myself over in Dubai at this moment in time. Now, for more details on what's going on in the Middle East, check out Times Radio. If you've got the talkSPORT app, it's on there and you can swipe between stations. Now, joining us now to give his thoughts is the former footballer turned USA-based sports reporter, Keith Costigan. Keith, a very good morning to you. How are you this morning?
Morning, Keith.
Good morning, guys. How are you guys doing?
We're doing really well, Keith. Thanks very much for joining us. What? Well, we all effectively woke up with the news on Saturday morning, I think it was, which effectively took precedence over everything. How do you see this affecting the World Cup, first of all, Keith?
It's funny. It's just the latest in a long line of mishaps that have threatened to kind of overshadow what should be a real celebration this summer. You know, you go back to 2018. when the US missed out on the World Cup, all the talk was about how 2026 was going to be this holy grail. It was going to be the biggest party. You have the issues in Mexico. You have some of the ice issues in cities around the country. You now have a partial shutdown where some of the funding for some of the activities in these cities is being stopped. And now you add this in. It's really difficult. I mean, I've always learned to kind of separate sports from the politics and everything else and kind of used it as a release. But it seems hard to do that because even in the build-up to this, we've seen the FIFA president align himself with the president of the US in the build-up. Maybe that was strategic as well to make sure that he was on side with everything. But I think this is probably the biggest obstacle now we've seen in terms of overcoming something. Iran are supposed to be in the World Cup. It doesn't seem like initially we're hearing this is going to be quick. It seems like this is going to drag out. So the concern is Iran have 2 games in Los Angeles where I'm based, one of the biggest Iranian communities outside of Iran anywhere in the world. They have a game in Seattle. I just don't know if this conflict continues, how they're able to participate in the World Cup in a manner that's great for the fans.
Absolutely, mate. That's what I was going to say, mate. I mean, with the greatest respect, the conflict certainly looks it's going to continue. I don't think there's any doubt about that. I mean, surely that leaves Iran in an impossible position to come and play in a World Cup, surely.
Yeah, look, you have a competition next month to pick Iraq, who finished beneath them in the standings, are going to play and play in a playoff. So there is a potential fix there relatively quickly. But I don't know, again, are you going and taking a sporting decision based on a political action? I don't know who is going to make that final decision. We've heard noises from the sporting side of Iran saying, how do we go there and play these games? I don't think the US want to go and say that Iran can play in the World Cup. We've heard about exceptions before and in the past for athletes, for the family members, for the coaching staff. So, I mean, I would imagine before the end of March, before these games are played for the final spots in the World Cup, you almost have to have a decision based on travel, for everybody. And I just don't know how the Iranian community in these cities that were planning on being at these games and planning to celebrate their sporting team as well are going to feel about the fact that they're going to have to miss out on a World Cup participation.
Keith, the most important thing for everybody, I mean, there's going to be so many fans going to America and going to the World Cup, is having a safe World Cup. So I don't know who's going to make the big decision, whether it's who's going to play and whatever, but that's the most important thing people to be looking at.
Yeah, I think you look back to the Club World Cup last year, and anytime America has hosted a party, they take great pride in making it the best event, the safest event. Club World Cup, we had fans from all over the world, and it was a great spectacle. But there is a feeling of nervousness, what's going on with ICE as well in cities. And all of a sudden you're hearing about fans saying maybe they won't come. Ultimately, I think, a lot of the headlines, I live in Los Angeles, was a city full of, many different, countries, many different immigrants. I think once the World Cup comes around, it is going to be fine. I think the cities will be safe and easily accessible for any fan that does travel. But will all of these kind of activities right now sway fans' decisions to actually come? I think that's going to be the bigger concern for US, for FIFA, and anybody else in terms of ticket sales in the build-up to the competition.
Well, it's an interesting one as well, Keith, because, the Irish boys have more than a realistic chance of qualifying, which would be great because we know what you guys bring to the party, everything, to tell you the truth. But I think their opening game would be in Mexico. I mean, and dear me, having watched the news and seen what's going on in Guadalajara and things like that would clearly be a concern as well.
You literally couldn't have written a script like this year in terms of trying to sway people away from, again, what I mentioned. This is 8 years in the making of the U.S. saying this is going to be the biggest party. U.S. feel they have a top coach. They want to participate. We haven't even been talking about the football on air here. It has been about all of the issues off the field. In Mexico, I will say it's a country that I've traveled to many times, a country of so many great people. Yeah. Some of the things that we've watched over the last 2 weeks has been absolutely mind-blowing. My thoughts to anybody in the Jalisco and Guadalajara region that's been affected. But again, I will go back to there is a thought process that there's absolutely no way they will allow something like this to happen during an event where they're inviting the rest of the world into the country. And that goes on both sides.
Yeah.
That goes on the elements of, that have gone against the police over the last few weeks as well, that there's no way that they would risk ruining what's supposed to be the biggest spectacle in any sporting event in the world. So, again, it's awful to see, but the feeling, the common feeling is that everything in Mexico will have died down. I have friends who are going to be in Monterrey next month for where the World Cup qualifying playoff games in this region are going to be played. So, it's not looking good right now, and I wish I could tell you everything is going to be great. I believe it will be, but the stories over the last few weeks are scary, both in Mexico and what we've seen in terms of the conflict in Iran as well.
I tell you what, though, Keith, it would be great if you boys can make it, because I tell you what, it'd be quite a good party with the Irish and the Scots, wouldn't it?
I do feel like out of everything that's going on, no matter what the conflicts are, when the Irish fans or the Scottish fans show up, at least you're going to have a good party. I've covered tournaments where I go as an unbiased reporter, but I align myself because I'm Irish to the Irish fans, and you can't help but love it. Everybody I speak to think that Ireland have made it. The Scottish fans, remember when Scotland was celebrating and they're like, we did it, and we were kind of like, well, yeah, we just fought for the right to be in the next round. So we're not stupid enough to start celebrating that yet. But yeah, we definitely want to be there. We have a great relationship with Mexico as well. I think the countries are very similar in terms of, religion, and very similar in they like to have a drink and have a party as well. So I think that should be good too. But fingers crossed, Scotland's there. I'm not even gonna speak it into existence yet, because I know I'll hex myself. I hope that we're gonna be there, and I hope that it's gonna be a great event for all this summer.
100%, mate. Thanks for joining us. We hope you're there too. Thanks for taking the time to join us this morning, mate. Brilliant.
Thanks, guys.
Keith Costigan there, football-based reporter in Los Angeles. Now, for more on the ongoing situation in the Middle East, there's wall-to-wall coverage on Times Radio and Indeed Talk. This is talkSPORT Breakfast. Ally and Ray with you this morning. It is Monday the 2nd of March, and it is 7:29.
Let's talk about Tottenham Hotspur. Has Igor Tudor already bitten off more than he can chew? Is it strange to hear a Tottenham manager speaking about a small club mentality? This is him talking about the scale of the task ahead.
Very tough, but this is what I said before. I don't change my opinion. It is how is it. So daily work, focus, raise in all things we need to do. Physical condition, mentally, confidence, performance, and waiting the players to come back.
Is this the biggest job in terms of, we would call it firefighting, you've had?
Probably if I recognize the difficulties they are, probably yes. Probably yes.
You're still confident?
It's even bigger challenge, even a bigger motivation to do this, and we do it. We do it, but I agree with you. Even not looking to the style now in this moment. So style need to be in the second moment, is because now it's a question of life and death. It's really the question that every game need to be prepared in that way. How are we going to take these points? One way, other way. In Italy they use the terms, like have a mentality of a small team. We use it in Italy, that kind. So that's the key always. With the handles, with the willing, with the wish to have always motivation, like you play against bigger teams. So that's the start, of course, and then we work a lot of that. They are aware of everything.
boxing. It's a sport that makes multi-millionaires out of the world's best fighters, but it's not as flush with cash as you'd think. We all see how much the likes of Tyson Fury or Canelo Alvarez make every fight, but that's not the case for those just starting out, or those who aren't even at that level. For example, if you've just turned pro and don't have a promoter, you have to sell your own tickets, cover the cost of the venue yourself, and pay the tax man at the end of it. You might not even break even, but if you do, you're looking at 5 to 10 grand max. A mid-tier fighter might make more like 10 to 50 grand, but you still have to give up half of that in costs. So unless you're fighting for a world title, it's tough to make money. One potential way of doing it, though, is being a journeyman. Here's former European champion talkSPORT's Spencer Oliver explaining how that could work.
They want to fight every week, and they can be going in against the prospects, so they can demand good money, and they might be demanding like 5 grand, 10 grand for a 6-rounder or something because they're going in with a prospect. He gets through that, the journeyman gets through that fight, and he can fight again next week.
I mean, even so, it's not much, and you're getting punched in the face for a job. It's only really at the top level, i.e. fighting for titles, where you're earning up to 6 figures and can afford a diamond chain or that Ferrari. So boxing isn't a sport that allows you to retire at 40 and live a life of luxury. Much like a lot of other sports and jobs in general, it takes an awful lot of luck quite early in your career to really make it worth your while.
Okay, this is talkSPORT Breakfast with Ally and Ray this morning, and Arnold Clark. 20,000 used cars online to choose from. They will without doubt have the car for you. Right, how does a VIP private suite for you and 11 mates for a day at the Cricket Sound this summer? Sounds not bad to me, Ray. Thanks to Pitch Experiences, we're sending you to the Super Box at the Oval for the England versus Sri Lanka ODI in total luxury. We're talking fine dining, your own personal mixologist. I take it that's cocktails. That's going to be cocktails, that is it? Yeah, mixologist. You with me, Ray?
Yeah,
not sure.
Definitely.
You don't look a cocktail man. I know you like a wee differ, but you're not a great cocktail man. Same as myself.
Long Island iced tea, Ellie.
Correct, mate.
That'd be the one.
I didn't say you couldn't adapt, mate. I knew you could adapt. Private balcony and a Q&A with cricket legends while you watch the action. It's the ultimate summer's day out now for your chance to win. Text WIN to 83338. Text costs £2.50 plus your standard network rate, or call 0343 418 7260. Lines close this Friday at 4 p.m. That's when you'll need to answer the phone clearly if it rings. 18 plus, UK residents only. This is a talkSPORT promotion. Full T's and C's at talksport.com. So for your chance to win, text WIN to 83338 now. We're back to the Premier League. Newcastle's kind of up and down season suffered another setback as Everton ran out 3-2 winners at St James's Park on Saturday. Barry grabbed a winner 7 minutes from time, leaving Eddie Howe's side with 5 defeats in 6 league games. Anthony Gordon was booed by some of the fans when substitute after his costly mistake led to Everton's third. Newcastle manager Eddie Howe insists he remains, as you would expect, and as he should be, fully behind the player.
Genuinely wasn't aware of that. I think in every moment like that, if that is the case, we've got to try and stick together. Anthony's been brilliant for us in recent weeks, so I'll certainly back him and support him.
Of course you'd back him. We're going to get more on this now with 2 times Ashes winner and massive Newcastle man, Steve Harmison. Harmy, a very good morning, mate.
How you doing, Harmy?
Good morning, Ali. Good morning, Ray. Yeah, I'm back in. Not just Anthony Gordon, but Eddie Howe. I was the one that asked Eddie the question there, and I think it caught Eddie on the hop a little bit because it was only a small section of Newcastle fans, but I was obviously reporting on the game with Mickey Gray, and as soon as the board went up, number 10 on it, and the noise came, it was only a certain section to the right of the press box, and me and Mickey looked at each other. We both had headphones on, and we were like, "He's booed him." There was a bit of jeer in there. So I mean, them fans that I said on it straight away on air that it was out of order. I was as a Newcastle fan, I was actually quite disgusted that we can boo one of our own in the middle of a game. I don't mind at half time. To be fair, Ali, I think I was booing at half time. But that's fine. I mean, that's fine. I've got no problem with that. But them supporters that jeered them, when you're sitting in that stadium on Tuesday night against Barcelona, or potentially going to Barcelona where the following Wednesday, just remember he scored 4 goals in that Carabao game first leg when we got through. So I think sometimes are small-minded people, but sometimes of this frustration. He hasn't had the best of times in the Premier League, but I sometimes think, and it's hard. Eddie said to us after the game, it's hard to quantify what trying too hard is to people who don't really understand or aren't in the game.
Yeah.
He tried 3 times to shake things up on Saturday, Eddie Howe, by changing positions for Anthony Gordon 3 times. His work rate was there, but it doesn't seem to be happening for him in the Premier League.
Harmy, I just got to mention Voltemade as well. He's getting a little bit of stick as well, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I feel for the lad because he's 23 years old. He's coming from obviously a different environment, different type of football. He's been thrown in at the deep end because I think in an ideal world, I'm not saying he was a panic buy from Newcastle's point of view. I think the price might have been the panic price. Unfortunately, he's just, with every minute he's playing for Newcastle, it just seems though there's just confidence just draining out of him. I think in an ideal world, Wissa would have been our number 9 and he would have been a great impact, find his way into English football, find his way into the Newcastle United setup, get to 24, 25, 26 years old over 3 years at Newcastle and grow into that role. But unfortunately for him, after having a decent start, I mean, I said at half time, he had 11 touches in that first half. And I think 3 of them were in one little go. So he is finding it hard. I mean, Adrian Durham said he's one of the worst signings in the Premier League.
Strong.
I wouldn't go that far, but he is slowly but surely just looks as though he's 6'7". His stature's getting smaller and confidence is just draining out of the poor lad.
Yeah, I think he'll be fine. I must admit, Harmy, and I think
there's a player there, Ali. There's a player there.
There definitely is, mate. And I'm really looking forward to the Champions League games coming up, man. It'll be the place to be, no doubt about it. I'm moving on to cricket, mate. I've only got you for 15 minutes. India, must-win game yesterday. Must-win game. And by the way, I didn't notice, I didn't see it, obviously. I was out at the football myself. They're chasing down a pretty good score of 195 for the West Indies. Samson, 97 not out. They get the job done to look, and we've got a tremendous semi-final to look forward to now, Harmy.
Yeah, we have. It'll be a great occasion at the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai. The stadium is not as big as Eden Gardens, both in stature. I think Eden Gardens, when I played in it, when there was no seats out, it was about 100,000. It's about 70-odd thousand.
Who does that suit then, Harmy, if the stadium's not as big?
The stadium's not as big. It suits India because they're used to the noise.
Yeah.
But what I mean by the stadium's not as big, the surface is not as big either,
Yes.
the surrounding areas. So where Eden Gardens is a vast plain surface, where the Wankhede is a little bit more of a sort of an intimate stadium, and the advertising boards are a lot closer to the boundary. The boundaries are a little bit in from that. The pitch is a bit better, I think. I loved that game yesterday. It was brilliant. The West Indies always, when they come to the party, produce some fantastic games of cricket. And India showed their mettle under pressure, because that was a troubling. I would imagine a troubling total for India at half time. But hey, I said it before the tournament. The team that beats India wins the tournament, and fingers crossed, it could be England. England's top 6 aren't firing. They've in fits and starts.
Josh is having a struggle at the top of the order, isn't he?
He is, but Ali, he's
brilliant. Hey, I love him dearly.
Yeah, he's still our best player in world class, and this is his moment. Hopefully, England players are getting themselves in a position to affect the tournament by not playing well. And you both know what it's like to play against teams or in teams that aren't playing well but continuously winning. And hopefully their big player stands up. And if Josh goes and gets a big score, puts India under pressure. I think England need to, they need it in this environment, in this stadium. I think England might need a total of 185 plus. Have they got it in them? Their top 6 aren't telling me that at this moment in time. Bowling attack, if we can get 185 plus at the Wankhede, then I think we've got a better bowling attack than India have, than West Indies have, to defend it. But India showed last night their class that, in and around 200, they've still got the batting unit to chase it down.
Tell you what, looking at it, Harm, I've got to say, I can't wait. Even the other semi-final, what a classic that's going to be. South Africa, New Zealand.
The noise, Ali, coming through. Hopefully, you'll be doing justice coming through your TV. But the noise for the India-England game in the Wankhede Stadium, you don't experience noise like that. The noise at the Eden Gardens will be one thing, but the noise in India for the semi-final against England will be massive.
What's the timings? What's the timings for that, Harman? Do you know offhand?
1:30, I think. 1:30 start on Thursday. South Africa, New Zealand play Wednesday, which will be a great game of cricket. New Zealand have played some good stuff, but I think are just going over the boil. South Africa have probably been the best team in the tournament so far consistently. And India are just coming in nicely. But never write England off. Never write a team off who can get over the line by not playing well. Because when the business time comes and they hit their straps, watch out for England. I hope they just come on the rails. But if they beat India, that'll be a great achievement.
Brilliant, mate. Looking forward to it very much. Have a good day, Harmy. All the best, pal. See you soon. Now, still to come on breakfast this morning.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Doing what matters for the trade. Find your local branch at travisperkins.co.uk.
Yep, that's the opening theme of the iconic British comedy In-Betweeners, so you know exactly what's coming next. That's correct. In just 1 hour, James Buckley joins us live in the studio with Martin Clinch to talk about the new film Mother Pride. And later after that, at 9 o'clock, former Premier League Golden Boot winner Chelsea legend Jimmy Floyd Hasselback is with us in person as well. Talking IFAB, PGMOL and all the usual refereeing chaos around the weekend's action with Chris Foy. Next, that was our breakfast preview, of course, with the brilliant Travis Perkins hire.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Bricks on bricks on bricks. Over 40 million available to order with delivery to site. That's one less thing to worry about.
Betty just brought in a packet of disco salt and vinegar, which I smashed down in that break. We've talked about Chris before. We won't go there necessarily. Unbelievable packet of Chris.
I think they could be their top 3 for definite. They could be Mount Rushmore, then.
Oh yeah, 100% Mount Rushmore. Yeah. The problem with that, and like all things now, I was going to say Chris, but all like Twix, Snickers, crisps, everything's smaller now.
No, but usually there's I grabbed these but usually there's a bigger bag than this.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
What does it say? What's that? It's 55. Oh, 55p for that.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
I don't think that was that bad. But it says underneath RRP.
Yeah.
What's that?
Retail price.
Okay, 55p.
Yeah. What do you think it was like? They're going to die. Rest in peace.
Nah. There's a couple of items in the shop that I bought it from.
Yeah.
Well, I'm obviously not going to name where the shop is.
Yeah.
It says like, it says on the can, not for single sale.
Yeah.
Oh, why are you sending single Cokes then?
Were they doing that?
Yeah, I never tell you it is.
You can't do that.
I'd never ever say where it's from, but that I don't mind
an
that.
actual shop?
Yes.
Around here?
Not for. Oh, I'm telling you, not for individuals.
So you can tell me where is it? Is it downstairs or across the road?
No, it's not around here.
So it is.
It's the shop I go to. How can you sell them?
Oh.
Not for individual sale.
You know what that means, right?
What?
You know why it says it on that?
Yeah, because in the pack.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's opened the
Cool,
pack
so
up.
I knew that.
Right,
I ain't got a problem with that.
No, I ain't got a problem with that at all, yeah.
We all got a living, right?
We've all got...
Yep, talkSPORT breakfast Monday the 2nd of February, just coming up 10 to 8 this morning. Now, this is talkSPORT breakfast, as I said, with Ally and Ray with you this morning. Speaking to Chris Foy very, very shortly, but first we've got a Jambo on the line, Hearts fan. They beat Aberdeen 1-0 before yesterday's Old Firm derby on Sunday to extend their lead at the top, and it's looking really, really good for them. Great weekend for them, and indeed it was Motherwell. It's a good morning to Andrew. Andrew, how are you this morning?
How you doing, Andrew?
I'm good, guys. How are we doing?
We're doing really well, mate. We're doing really well. I want to ask you, Andrew, if I may, before you make your point. See before the Rangers-Celtic game yesterday, what result did you want? Did you want a draw, or did you want one of them to win?
I was actually the result I was looking for. We were hoping for COVID to come back just before yesterday's game. A few positive results, and maybe just call the league early like we did in the previous years.
Hey.
Jokes aside, a draw would have suited us best, of course.
Yeah, well, you got that result, which was perfect for you. But let's talk about the Hearts. We're here to talk about the Hearts. I'll let you a wee amusing story for you, Andrew. I said to Ray that the P hadn't stopped rolling that referee's whistle at Ibrox yesterday, and we Robbo was on to me with a big thumbs up and all the maroon emojis he could find.
Aye,
so he was clearly delighted with the result.
Aye, I said just before the penalty, I says they're going to get this to 2-2. They're going to get this to 2-2. And believe me, you have never in your life seen me celebrate a Celtic goal like you did last night. I've had the top off in the living room many times this season, but it was off for Celtic last night.
Andrew, I've got to ask you about, is it out of Celtic and Rangers, or are you looking behind them in Motherwell? Because Motherwell are flying at the moment.
I think when it gets to the split, everybody's got to play each other again, and Motherwell, for Motherwell, they've got Celtic next week, and for them to beat Celtic, Rangers, Hearts, everybody's going to take points off each other.
Yeah.
I don't think Motherwell's going to make up 10 points, I'll be honest, because they've got to, when it gets into that split, it's going to get hashy-bashy. Motherwell would have to win almost every game. I'm not saying it's a foregone conclusion for them, but certainly it's looking tougher for them than the other three. But listen, they've played absolutely superb all season, and credit to them. And if they can get near the mix in the last few games, and fair play to them, it's been a great season all round.
All I say is there's a neutral, Ali. Obviously you're Rangers, Andrew's Hearts. There's a neutral looking up in Scotland. It's amazing the running. It's going to be so exciting for everybody.
Andrew, just a quick one, mate. I was going to say to you, mate, have you been... Clearly, you've been absolutely delighted, thrilled the way things have gone, and Derek's doing a brilliant job. Claudia Braga has been terrific. Has it surprised you actually how well you've handled losing your key players, or two of your key players?
Aye, I said, well, absolutely. And I says this I was on the phone to my mate yesterday before the game, and I says, do you know the one thing you won't see in this game that we've seen in our games all season? You won't see big names go out and get injured because they've not been getting injured for these other teams. And we've had to deal. The loss of Lauren Shanklin is massive. The loss of Cammy Devlin, massive. And then you're losing Kingsley. But somehow, if we can... I said this week before the Scottish Cup next week, the Scottish Cup gives us another week that our players can get themselves fit again, and we're getting closer to getting them back. And if we've got Lawrence and Cammy back for that split, then and we keep picking up the points and we can get our points, because our next 3 games are Dundee, Kilmarnock and Livingston. And it's a massive if. It's a massive if. If we can get the points against those teams, and then you've got Cammy Devlin and Lauren Shanklin coming back, that's when I'll start to believe.
Andrew, brilliant, mate. Thanks for the call.
Cheers,
I
Andrew.
tell you, we're really enjoying it, pal. We really, really are. It's Monday morning. We've had another weekend of refereeing controversies, plus we can throw in some new rules. Oh, this will be good. For good measure, due to come in for the World Cup. I can only one thing. It's the man that joins us every Monday morning. God bless him, Chris Foy. Chris, a very good morning to you. How are you?
Good morning, Chris.
Yeah, good morning, boys. I'm really good. Like Andrew, I don't want COVID back either.
Listen, Chris, there's only one place to start. As if we've not got enough rules and regulations to worry about, we're getting more for the World Cup. Please enlighten us.
Goodness me, yeah. I mean, I don't know whether these will be adopted domestically, but we're looking at a second yellow card, aren't we? I think when there's no foul, if a referee gives a yellow card and it's not an offence, they'll look at that, obviously. And then we've got the goal kick corner situation. I think if the referee gives a corner, it's clearly a goal kick, they'll look at that as well. I don't think we'd want to see a goal scored from a corner that should have been a goal kick. And there's other bits and pieces they're talking about with time, isn't there, over corner kicks and throw-ins. So,
well, the obvious question is: are we getting too involved? Are we just not getting? Are we not going overboard here, Chris? A wee bit.
I always think about maximum benefit, minimum intervention, really. And I think where we are at the minute, I like VAR the way it is. I don't think we need too much more, whether the Premier League will adopt it at the start of next season. But it'll be interesting to see the clarification when it comes out on the 1st of July and how it'll be adopted in the World Cup this summer.
Chris, the worst one for me is when it's a blatant offside, you know, and look, they're professionals. They know what they're doing, linesmen and the assistants. And they carry on. That is the worst rule. And you can have another passage of play, and then they score a goal maybe, and then bang, the flag goes up. But it's blatantly offside.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that gets raised quite a bit now, and there has been concerns about that, Ray. I think when it's tight, you know, they do keep the flag down. I think that's really important. And sometimes when we see it, it does look like someone is considerably offside. But at ground level, they see it slightly different. And it's something that the assistant referees work on, because what we don't want to see is if somebody's clearly offside, we delay the flag and someone gets injured. So they're very good at what they do. I think these are infrequent, but you do make a fair point.
Take Chris, the one I'm interested in. I mean, obviously, I'm going to ask you about Burnley as well. But from Tottenham fans' point of view, can you understand their frustration and their manager's frustration with the incident at their first goal after what happened to them the previous week, getting one disallowed correctly, in my opinion, right enough? But I thought that could have been a free kick at the weekend as well.
Yeah, I think what's levelled at referees across the board is consistency. I mean, there are differences to these two situations. The first one being last week, the referee Peter Banks, he gave a free kick for a clear push. The referee this weekend, Thomas Bramall, didn't. He didn't feel as though that met the threshold for a foul, and it's a subjective call. And on both occasions, we didn't see an intervention from the VAR. I personally think the one last week, I get that two-handed push in the lower back. This week, does that meet the threshold for me? I mean, we talk about the Premier League, you know, compelling, competitive. We like the physical contact. If the referee gives a foul, we're not having this discussion, but this is not one for VAR. But in my opinion, I think they are different. But we do talk about consistency. And I think on this one, for me, I just don't know if there's enough there. I'll be honest with you.
Chris, what do you make of all the grappling as well? I mean, you saw the Arsenal-Chelsea game and you had Declan Rice all over one of the players and he come off his arm, but he's jumping for the ball. But how do you stop that? It's very difficult because it always happens, and you know who's in the wrong, if you know what I mean, because they're both doing the same.
Yeah, grappling, holding, call it what you will. I think this season, the referees have been really good at spotting clear holding offences, and when they've not, the VAR's intervened. We've seen some really, really good, some good examples of it. I think in the last 6 to 8 weeks, the narrative's changed. I see a lot more. You mentioned that particular incident yesterday, Ray, with the Declan Rice one. At that particular time, David Ray was being held. Gabriel's shirt was being pulled. Gyökeres was having a tug at Fernandes. We saw the incident on Monday night at Everton, didn't we, in the Man United game, where players are ending up in the back of the net. Everything has changed. I think I was never a fan of referees going in and speaking to players. I think now is the time to go in and lay the law down, because you as ex-players know exactly where we're at with this. You lay the law down and say, listen, I'm here, I'm watching, I can see it. And if we see a clear holding offence, just blow the whistle and point at the spot. But the tactics have changed in the last 6 to 8 weeks, that's for sure.
I'm with you in that one, Chris. Ashley Barnes and Burnley consider themselves a little bit unlucky.
I think we're down to the handball though again, aren't we, Ali? It's all in the favour of the defender, isn't it? I mean, this was a handball offence. There's no doubt about that. But what it did, the time got people thinking. What were they looking at? But you can't just look at 2 angles and clear it, because the third angle would prove the offence, and then you've got some real tough questions to ask. Yes, it took 4.5 minutes, but it's the right outcome. And what people don't understand about that decision was there was actually a melee in the technical area that the VAR had to look at as well. We want it to be quicker. I understand that, and I understand people's frustrations. But at the end of the day, if you get the big decision right, and let's face it, this was a big decision, the last kick of the game. But it is a handball, unfortunately. And as I said, if that ball hit the defender's arm, it wouldn't be a penalty, would it? But because it's an attacker, you have to disallow the goal. So it's the right one, a little bit too slow, but sometimes that can happen.
You've brought me on beautifully, Chris. Beautifully. To the penalty at Ibrox. You said if it wasn't a defender, it wouldn't have been a penalty. Well, we did see one at Ibrox. Now, before we go any further, people think I'm jumping on the bandwagon. Celtic deserved their point because their second half performance was much better than their first half performance. But I want to talk specifically about the incident. I think it's extremely harsh, Chris. Now, I understand why they've given it. But his hand, for me, is in a natural position. The forward heads the ball off Sterling's hand and he gives a penalty. Is that the correct decision?
Yes, I watched this yesterday and I looked at it about 4 or 5 times, and I wasn't sure. When they went for a VAR intervention, I was quite surprised because I didn't actually see the handball as occurred. When I looked at it again, the arm is clearly away from the body there, Ali, and I wasn't surprised when the referee, when he went to the monitor and turned the decision over and actually gave a penalty kick for that one. But
it's away from the body, Chris. Yes, but it's in a natural position, mate.
Well, how are you jumping in that situation, Ali? How are you challenging with your arm away? I mean,
because that's the way footballers put their arms in positions when they're jumping and moving. Now, his arm, nobody will convince me otherwise that his arm is in a totally natural position. What we're asking players to do now is put their hands in a non-natural position and keep them at the side, and you can't do that. Now, I'm talking about that specific incident. I don't think there's anything the defender can do.
Well, he's obviously challenging for the ball, trying to defend the ball. And what they've looked at is because the arm is away from the body, they feel as though that is a handball offence. Was his arm expected to be in that position? And this is the anomaly with the law. A couple of years ago, it was 2 pages how they explained offside. Now it's half a page to try and simplify it. And I think of all the things when I refereed football that we talked about and disagreed upon, it's handball. And I think it's been a big debate over the weekend about simplifying the law, and I think that is something that needs to be looked at, that's for sure.
Final question on it then. You said you were surprised VAR went to VAR. By that quote, I'm guessing you were very surprised VAR got involved, and should they have got involved?
No, and I didn't actually see the handball offence, and then when I looked at the footage, I wasn't surprised when the VAR recommended a review, and obviously the referee went over and looked at the screen, and he was comfortable. And don't forget, Ali, the referee has the final decision.
Correct.
He can stay with the on-field, and when he's looked at that again, he felt as though that was a clear handball offence, and obviously a penalty was given.
Chris, good to hear from you again this Monday morning. Thanks very much. Cleared up a few things there. Appreciate your time. Running a little bit late, 8:minute. Thanks for your time again, Chris.
I really don't understand why a manager has to have previous experience in the environment that he's going into. You all appeal for the best in class. How did that work at Manchester United with Van Gaal, Mourinho and Rangnick, says Paul. Morning, guys.
Well, two of them won trophies.
Southgate could only handle the British players. Foreign players wouldn't have the same respect for him. They wouldn't be enticed to play for Manchester United. He wouldn't have the pulling power. He'll be a failure to be at Manchester United. Abby is a Manchester United fan in Glasgow. Matthew says, a great show again. For me, Southgate is the next Crystal Palace manager, potentially European football again next year, has potential to do similar to what Emery has done at Villa and take them into top four contention. Supportive chairman and his former club, says Matt in Glasgow.
That's the level. That is the level. And that's not disrespectful. I think it'd be a good fit.
He's had a good old freak out.
Count to 10 addicts.
Yeah. He's not a happy boy there. Because you asked him.
No, I'm not happy boy because you didn't want to have the same debate we've had over and over again, and then you had the same debate we've had over and over again. I tried to.
You two did. I told you not to do that, but you did it anyway.
But as well, on a serious note, though, how much does Gareth Southgate want to manage?
Well, that's one of the key questions, actually.
Then, like,
because I've always had the impression that he doesn't want to go back into it unless it's a job that he cannot turn down.
Yes.
Because the pressure was so high on him. And I remember speaking to him after he'd resigned from England and he was over in the on a holiday, chilling out, and he was like, I've got absolutely no desire to come back. No desire. I just need the time off.
I can imagine it's a lot of pressure.
All that pressure. It's all the pressure of all the attention. You can't go anywhere. You can't do anything. Your whole life is completely ensconced in analysing players and thousands of them over the course of the year.
From the Toffees to the Tractor Boys, the Eagles to the Seagulls, Gunners, Bees, Hammers and Magpies, Premier League teams have got a load of crazy nicknames. Ever wondered where they came from? Let's start with Everton. They're dubbed the Toffees, but why? Well, because when the club was formed, just down the road there were two local toffee shops. Ye Ancient Everton Toffee House and Mother Noblet's Toffee Shop were big fan favourites. Next, they say if you can't beat 'em, join 'em, and that's exactly what Ipswich Town did when it came to their nickname. The term Tractor Boys used to be chanted by their opponents as a way of putting the team down for their farming background. But during one game back in the late 90s, Ipswich were 1-0 up and they decided to flip the script. 1-0 to the Tractor Boys, they sang, and a new nickname was born. Let's head to Leicester, famous for more than just a red, well, orangey cheese and Jamie Vardy. Leicestershire's also the birthplace of fox hunting, hence the Foxes. Next up, turns out apples are not the only fruit that don't fall far from the tree. Bournemouth's nickname, the Cherries, comes from the fact the club's stadium was originally built right next to a bunch of cherry orchards. This next story actually involves two club nicknames. It started with Crystal Palace. They were having an absolute nightmare run back in the early 70s. They'd been relegated after a terrible spell, and manager Malcolm Allison decided enough was enough. He wanted a new nickname, something strong, fast and destined for success. Something exactly like an eagle. But there's more to this one. Brighton were in search of a nickname too, and Palace finally gave them what they needed. In a heated match between the two back in 1976, Palace fans began chanting, "Eagles, Eagles." And some clever Brighton fans came up with the perfect reply, "Seagulls, Seagulls." Not all club nicknames have a crazy story, though. Take the Gunners. That just comes from the fact a group of munitions workers in the Royal Arsenal factory in Woolwich set up the club in 1886. On the flip side, some nicknames seem simple, but there's a bit more to them, like West Ham. The Hammers is actually nothing to do with the ham part of the name. It comes from the fact the club used to be called Thames Ironworks FC and was made up of workmen and shipbuilders. So next time the away end's chanting their crazy nickname, you'll now know exactly where it came from.
Okay, this is talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark. Our good friends at Arnold Clark browse the UK's best used car deals and score your dream car today. Check out their website for more details. Ally and Ray with you this Monday morning, the 2nd of March. 03717223344. That, of course, as you know, guys, is the number to call. We want to hear from you in the next part of the show. Arsenal fans, you've been branded set piece FC again after yesterday's win. Is it starting to annoy you, or could you care less? I'll bet you couldn't, to be honest with you, like it did for another of our callers this morning. And Chelsea fans, what about these red cards? Why haven't Maresca or Rossinha been able to get a handle on it? Pick up the phone now and you'll be on next. A reminder, we're going to be joined in the studio by Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, as well as actors Martin Clunes and indeed James Buckley. So it's as you were in the title race following Man City's 1-0 win at Leeds. Good result for them. And obviously Arsenal's victory yesterday against the Chelsea 2-1. Both of the Gunners' goals came for corners. Surprise, surprise, with multiple papers this morning labelling the Gunners set piece FC. Here's what Mikel Arteta said after the game.
That is the reality of football. Look at the quality that was on that pitch. Immense. But the set pieces are still were the ones that made the difference. And they are so good at that. We are very good at that as well. And every team, it is. And you need to dominate every aspect if you want to win and be better than them. And today, the margin was there.
I'm not going to bother, Ray. I mean,
no.
I mean, seriously, why should this be a thing? Why is MD bothering about this?
It's part of the game, Ali.
Of course it is.
You got to defend set plays well. You got to attack set plays well. So I've got no problem whatsoever. It's an unbelievable stat just come up on Sky as it goes. This season, Ali, 138 goals have been scored from 281 games with corners. Now, last season, 135 was scored in 380 games from corners. So corners, obviously, is a lot more important this season. A lot more clubs are probably looking into set plays and looking into trying to get the players in the right areas and it is all about delivery at the end of the day. Of
course it is.
I mean, you've got to have players to whip it into areas where it's really, really hard to defend. But
well, you've got that, Ray. You think about it. You've got Rice, whether it's Rice, Saka.
Yeah.
You've got brilliant headers of the ball, right? No doubt about it. Gabriel Saliba. You know, Timber comes in, you know, he's not the tallest, but he comes in with his header, gets a winning goal. So why would you not exploit it, mate?
Absolutely. And, you know, that's why they've got the old set play coach. It's very important you defend them. Obviously, they scored from a set play as well. Chelsea from a ball into a really good area. As we mentioned, Reece James put it into a great area. He put one in, and it obviously went out for a corner. And he put the second one in, and it ended up being in the back of the net. So it's such an important part of the game, and I've got no problem with that. Look, who's got a problem with long throws now? If you get a goal from it,
correct.
You know, it could keep you up this season. Some of them teams at the bottom, if West Ham suddenly get a throw in right last minute, and they launch it into the box, and bang, it falls to Bowen, puts it into the back of the net, and they stay in the Premier League. Who's going to talk about that? No one.
Absolutely, mate. I watched your boy at Brentford at Kadoy with a long throw. And I've never seen a defence under more. I think it was Liverpool they played at home.
It's like a corner coming in.
Of course, that's mate.
If you get it right.
No problem with it at all. Chelsea have got a problem right enough. They've got a discipline problem, Ray.
Yeah.
And 9th man sent off this season, 7th in the Premier League. Pedro Neto saw 2 yellow cards in the space of 4 minutes. His second one was silly, man. The first one, as you correctly say, ridiculous for dissent. Absolutely ridiculous. And then he puts in a stupid challenge on Martinelli, leaving the referee with no other option at all. Only thing I would say, I thought the referee might have let the play go before sending him off, because I think he stopped a good counter.
I think Cole Palmer. Did you see that one as well, Ellie?
Yes.
Where Cole Palmer, I think he got a yellow card in the end, but it was 3v2.
Correct.
And he brought it back there as well.
Correct.
Where you've got to carry on. You've got to play on.
Got to play the advantage, let the game flow, mate. Now, former Premier League manager Alan Pardew on yesterday's final word, he addressed the discipline problem and how Chelsea can fix it.
Well, you certainly got to have some sort of kind of meeting about it and start putting in some sort of disciplinary procedures, because you can't have that going on. I mean, they do obviously lack a little bit of experience in terms of around the squad, but that's no excuse. They have players who have played the game for a long time now. Reece James being, an experienced player now, and he should be the one that's leading that with the manager to sort of, okay, we got to curb it. There's no doubt about it that they overreact.
Do you know what I do, Ray? I'm with you, mate. See with Pards, I think Pards is a good point there. See if I'm Chelsea in particular, or if I'm a manager in any team, I would sit them down and say, guys, you're going to pick up yellow cards, you're going to pick up red cards. These things can happen.
Yeah.
You can mistime a tackle. What can't happen is you opening your mouth and getting booked for dissent to the referee.
Yeah, no, I totally agree, Ali. I mean, dissent is no excuse for that. I know you're frustrated at times in playing, and it's the heat of the moment. We all know that, but you've just got to, have a deep breath and say, right, I'm not happy with that decision, but I've got to carry on. Get back into position quick as you can and get on with it. I mean, there's no excuse for kicking the ball away, things like that, and then you get a yellow card, and then you're under pressure the rest of the game if you got it early in the game. So, look, it was a needless tackle, really. I mean, as I said before, he committed himself, Neto. And Martinelli knew exactly what he's doing, He just told it. It's like when you go into the box, Ali, you was probably good at it, where you just know the keeper's coming, and you're going nowhere, and you just toe it, and he's got to take you out. And that's it, bang, penalty kick. Simple as that. And I think Martinelli was very similar yesterday, and knew he was going to come in.
Sucked him in.
Yeah, exactly. But there's no excuse for that first yellow card. Dissent or kick the ball away. That's where he's got to really come down hard with senior and say, look, come on. I can understand when you mistime a tackle. I can understand that sort of stuff, but I can't understand when you're back-chatting the referee or 100%. Whatever you're getting, and you're getting yellow cards for it, or even getting sent off for it. So that's what he's got to come down on a little bit better.
Spot on, Ray. Now stay tuned, so much more to come this morning, including legendary British actors Martin Clunes and James Buckley will be with us in the studio around 15 minutes from now. And from 9 a.m, we're joined for a whole hour by two-time Premier League Golden Boot winner Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. Magic, stay with us.
England striker Ivan Toney joined Drive Today's show and was asked whether he wants to see Arsenal win the title.
Arsenal fans hate me as it is, so I can't say too much. But now, you know, I do want them to win. I think it's boring City winning all the time. It would be nice for another team to win. Also, a couple friends at Arsenal also. So I think, it'll be special for them. Obviously being so close for so long, and hopefully they can finally get over the line. But I think they know City have been there, done it. So City have that little advantage, but I feel like Arsenal maybe can do it this time.
Yuck. That's what I'm going to say. Do not want Arsenal winning the title. I'm a Chelsea fan, right? It's the way it should be, right? It's the way it should be, Dina. Don't look at me like that. I don't want Arsenal winning the title, mate. All right? I've said all season they will, and I fear I'm going to be proven right. All right? I don't want to win the title.
Right. I thought the massive London derby was Spurs-Tottenham. Spurs-Arsenal.
Yeah, right? That North London derby, yeah.
So who's Chelsea's biggest rivals? Spurs?
In London, Spurs. I mean, they say Fulham and QPR and Brentford. They're not. No.
So why do you hate Arsenal then?
No, I don't hate Arsenal. I just don't want Arsenal to win the title.
Why? Because
they're London. I don't want anyone in London doing well. In fact, someone's got to win the Premier League title. Give it to Man City. So all I've got to say, give it to City.
Well,
I'm not giving it to City.
What's your reasons for that? Just because
because Arsenal fans are unbearable. They're unbearable. They haven't won the title in 22 years. They're still unbearable, all of them. Honestly, the entitlement from them. Their Premier League record the last 22 years, they have not been involved in it, right? Okay, they've had a couple of skirmishes with City. They're
Great song, man. He's got me right. He normally puts up who it is, but I don't know who that is. It'll come to me though. I thought he'd have taken the easy option if he's going to play Broadway.
Bee Gees, isn't it?
I thought, who is it?
Bee Gees.
Is it? You might be right, mate.
Oh, that's what he just told me. I didn't have a clue either. I sounded like I knew about me music then, Ali, didn't I? But I haven't got a clue.
Brilliant, mate. Very good. This is talkSPORT Breakfast. Ally and Ray with you this morning. Cheltenham, as you know, is nearly upon us. And someone suggested Harry Redknapp wouldn't have been interested in the Spurs job because of the jukebox man in the Gold Cup. I was with Harry the other day. They are brilliant. So looking forward to it. In the papers this morning, Harry had been explaining that when he can't make it to Bournemouth, he gives his season ticket away free of charge. And back in December, when a West Ham fan asked him to borrow it for the 2-2 draw, Harry met him for a coffee to hand it over. That just sums Harry up, doesn't it?
Oh, fantastic.
Isn't it brilliant?
I think the best story Harry's ever said was when he was in the airport and some guy come up to him and hugged him. He thought he was Slaven Bilic. And he went and had a coffee with him, talking for ages and ages. And he wasn't Slaven Bilic. He was just a normal punter who looked like him. But Harry's got some blinding stories. He's got some absolute corkers.
I never knew that one.
Yeah. If you ever see Harry again, just ask him at the airport. When the guy come up and hugged him and he thought it was Slaven Bilic, how you doing, Slaven? And the guy just played along with it. And he ended up having coffee with him and everything.
Oh, man,
he wasn't even, I don't know where he was. Obviously, he was Croatian, but he wasn't Slaven Bilic. You can't beat Harry. You can't beat Harry.
That's tickled me. Right,
He's
we're
got
going to
some
get the
classics.
latest odds with Coral and Steve Stevens.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here to make this Cheltenham Festival more rewarding. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
Morning, Steve. I hadn't heard
Morning,
that
Steve-O.
one. Morning, mate.
No, gentlemen, very good morning. I hadn't heard the slam. Look, it's Harry's birthday today, so a very, very happy
brilliant.
birthday to
Brilliant.
the legend. We all know what he
He's a
wants for his
legend.
birthday, of course. A week Friday in the Cheltenham Gold Cup, the big one, the Jukebox Man, very much in the mix, 5-1. There's 3 horses on 5-1, Gaelic Warrior,
Wow.
Django Bay and Harry's horse. But it's been a big gamble in recent days on last year's winner. I know the way you're thinking. And he's run 3 races this year and run terribly in all of them. And a couple of weeks ago, he wasn't even looking like he was going to run, but he's clearly showed them a lot more. And I did have a look back, and actually, he didn't win any of his 3 races last season.
Prior
he
to
went
winning
to Cheltenham and absolutely dotted up in the Gold Cup. So he's obviously a spring horse. Cheltenham is one of those courses, as you know, that's real horses for courses.
Yeah.
So I know the way you're thinking could start favourite, but Harry's in there with the Jukebox Man. But so many Harry stories.
Oh.
The Lee Topless one.
Oh,
which
Lee
is-
Best ever. Best ever. Steve-O, I had a lovely lunch on Thursday. I had a wonderful, wonderful lunch on Thursday. Mike Dillon very kindly invited me along to lunch. Niall, the ITV guys were there. Paul Nichols was there. Nick Henderson was there. Ollie Bell, Zara were there. And some of the stories flying about was, I can tell you, legendary, some of the crack it was flying about. But Harry was... I've never seen him as excited. Obviously, looking forward to the big race, Steve. I can't wait myself.
It's huge. It's huge for the sport of racing. We all saw the reaction when he won the Ladbrokes King George on Boxing Day in thrilling style, and it's shaping up. It's the biggest betting race of the week. It's second only to the Grand National in the whole year. But this one is so open. You can make a case for 5, 6, 7 runners, and Harry's no question. The Jukebox Man is bang in there. So a week today, Ray, you'll be down at Jackdaws.
Yes, absolutely. Really looking forward to it, Steve-O. I might even start drinking. I might start drinking Guinness this week just to get my body immune to Cheltenham, because it's such a wonderful meeting and everybody has such a great time. I can't wait. I mean, leg and arms on that Sunday night, and then straight into doing John Joe's, and then out for lunch in the afternoon. But by Tuesday, I've had enough already.
Steve, I need to bring you back down to bang, mate. Matty Crooks kind of
You don't need to.
Yeah, I'm afraid I'm going to have to. Matty Crooks kind of spoiled your weekend with the Pompey. But, I mean, we'll start with the championship. It's just fantastic. I mean, what a title race we're having. Top 6, whatever you want to call it. And clearly down at the bottom, yourselves... Well, I think you'll be okay, Steve.
So do I.
But you look at some of the results, it's amazing, isn't it?
It wasn't the worst time to get that result because the teams around us didn't pick up points. So we still got that bit of day. Look, Leicester have obviously appealing against our deduction. That could well have an impact. So it's a bit messy on the relegation betting. But I mean, we play Blackburn next. Goes without saying that is huge because they're down there with us. But at the top, Coventry... Surely, I know Frank Lampard and Coventry fans won't thank me, but surely they've got 1 foot in the Premier League, haven't they? There's enough of a gap between them. They're 2-5 to win it. That almost isn't what matters. I know they want to go up as champions, but promotion looks set now. 7-2 Ipswich, the only team we think might catch them, and they're 16-1 on for promotion. That's what I mean about they're almost there.
94th minute winner at the weekend as well. You know what I mean?
They've really steadied it, Ali, haven't they?
Yes, they have, mate.
However you get the results, it doesn't matter. Ipswich and Borough, the other 2 teams, odds on for promotion. Borough, obviously, huge game tonight at Birmingham.
Absolutely.
Who are definitely in the hunt for a playoff. This is so close. But at Middlesbrough, the slightest of favourites, 8-5, but only just 13-8 Birmingham, 12-5 the draw. And as I say, one that's going to have an impact on playoffs and automatic promotion. But where do we go? Do you want to go to Scotland or do you want to go to your Arsenal?
I think Scotland we've got to look at, because we had a caller on earlier, Steve-O. Andrew, Hearts fan.
Prediction right now. I'm telling you right now that Steve-O is going to tell me that Hearts are odds on.
Right, here's the thing. I thought that's what I was going to be telling you this morning. Our odds Palace, they're a miserable lot if you're a Hearts fan. Hearts are still odds against. The weekend could not have gone any better, Ali, because they obviously got the win. Yeah. And then I spoke to Shaban and Cash yesterday ahead of the Old Firm derby, and we said a draw's no good, really, for Celtic or Rangers, is it?
Yeah.
Great result for Hearts. Hearts owe 6-5, Celtic 9-4, Rangers 5-2. Motherwell 14-1.
Well, there were 25s on Friday, Steve.
Oh, Ali, I cannot remember
a
time when we quoted more than 2 teams for the Scottish title in March. Most Marches in recent years, it's been 1 team. Now we're quoting 4.
Wow.
And in a year where Scotland are going to the World Cup, isn't it fantastic, the interest that it's building? And look, obviously you've got a big Rangers hat on with this, but Hearts 6-5 odds against that's still not doing Derek McInnes's men justice, is it?
Well, I'm with you, mate. The only thing I would say is the difference is, as you probably know, we have a break-up here where the top 6 all play against each other. So that makes it, I understand why it probably looks a little bit more difficult for Hearts. They've got to play Motherwell twice. Celtic have got to play Motherwell twice. I'm loving Motherwell. I'm loving the Hearts. Yeah. I'm loving Motherwell. By the way, they've only lost 18 goals, Steve. They got the best defensive record in the solar system, man. It's incredible. It's incredible what they're doing. It's great. And Derek's doing some job. And I was at Ibrox yesterday, and I said to Ray, Steve-o, to quote the legendary Peterborough man, I've got to say, Barry Fry, Rangers first half Juventus, second half Frey Bentis. Simple as that. Simple as that. Steve, I've got to go, mate. You have a lovely week.
Cheers, Steve-o.
Cheers, fellas.
That was a look at the latest odds with Coral. 18+, gambleaway.org.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here to make this Cheltenham Festival more rewarding. 18+, gambleaware.org.
That's a fantastic draw for Arsenal, really, to be in that part of the draw as well, because not only have they got Leverkusen, they then play the winners of Sporting and Bodo Glimt, so they've got a great run. In fact, it could be that you could get a North London derby in the semi-finals of the competition if everything goes to plan. But their potential opponents in the quarterfinals, should they beat Leverkusen, Arsenal, would end up being Bodo Glimt or Sporting. And then they would face the winners of the quarterfinal, which is between Newcastle, Barcelona or Atletico Madrid against Tottenham. So the draw in full then, Paris Saint-Germain against Chelsea, Galatasaray against Liverpool. The winners of those 2 ties will play each other in the quarterfinals of the competition. Real Madrid will take on Manchester City, and Atalanta will play Bayern Munich. The winners of those 2 ties will meet in the quarterfinals. So we could have a Manchester City Bayern Munich reunification with Vincent Kompany in the quarterfinals of the competition, or we could have Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, some of the most prolific champions in Champions League history, meeting at the quarterfinal stage. Newcastle and Barcelona is the next fixture that came out of the hat. They will face the winners of Atletico Madrid and Tottenham Hotspur in the quarterfinals, and then Bodo Glimt, Sporting and Leverkusen Arsenal completes the draw. Well, certainly Arsenal have come out more favourably than anybody else.
Incredible. It's incredible. I mean, they've got to at least get to the semi-finals for me, if not the final itself. It couldn't have gone any better from a Gunners perspective.
Amen Corner, perhaps the most feared run of holes in golf. Each year it claims the tournament hopes of many, with balls hitting bunkers and water traps aplenty. But why is it so fearsome, and where did it get its name? Just the thoughts of holes 11, 12 and 13 at Augusta National gives the likes of Rory McIlroy and Jordan Spieth the shivers. McIlroy hit 3 over and Spieth hit 4 over in their final rounds to blow their hopes of a green jacket in 2011 and 2016 respectively. But did you know Amen Corner's name is inspired by a jazz song from 1933? American sports writer Herbert Warren Wint, on the left here, wrote about it in 1958, referencing the song shouted in that Amen Corner when describing the run. Hole 11 is a par 4 over 520 yards with a green guarded by a pond and bunkers to the front edge. 12, perhaps golf's most famous hole, is a par 3 over just 155 yards. The green's guarded by Rays Creek at the front, more bunkers and azalea bushes ready to punish the smallest error. Then there's the 13th that teases the hook shot over the trees. It's a dogleg par 5 over 545 yards that's inviting for big hitters who want to reach the green in 2. If you want to win the Masters, you have to keep your score down around Amen Corner. So who'll be the next to fall victim to golf's most famous and most daunting challenge?
Okay, what we got? Monday, March the 2nd. It's just gone 8:30. It's 8:33. In fact, this is talkSPORT Breakfast with Ally and Ray with you this morning, and our good friends at Arnold Clark with over 20,000 used cars online to choose from. They will without doubt have the car for you. Right, here we go. Looking forward to this very much. It's time to chat to two icons of British television. Delighted to say Johnny is in the studio now, the star of Men Behaving Badly and a guy who has famously completed it, mate. It's a very good morning to Martin Clunes and James Buckley. They've got a new film to promote, Mother's Pride. Good morning, boys. How are we?
Morning, guys.
Morning. Very good, thank you. How are you, Ali?
I'm very, very well, Martin. James, great to see you. The first thing I've got to say, lads, I was doing a little bit of homework and reading about the film. The pub, I'm believed, is it called the Drover's Arms?
Yeah.
Well, what I've got to say about that is, and it's brilliant because there's one of the best pubs in our country up here is the Drover's Inn, which is just situated right at the top of Loch Lomond. So there you are, boys. How about that for a bit of irony?
Beautiful.
So tell us all about it, lads. You've obviously been looking forward to it, and so are we. So tell us a little bit about it, please.
Go on, James.
No, go on, you go.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, would you mind? It's so it's about a pub that's really down on its luck. I play James's father, and John O'Davis's father as well. And the pub's sort of been run into the ground. I've lost my wife. I'm depressed. You're not happy either, are you?
No, we're all.
It's all a bit grim. And then we're on our uppers. There's debts left, right, and centre. And then the beer doesn't get delivered because we haven't paid the beer bill, and things are looking grim. And then Jono, who plays James's brother and my other son, turns up, and he's a rock star who's had a bit of a breakdown. But we don't know that. We just haven't seen him for ages, and he didn't come to his own mum's funeral, so we're cross with him.
It's a laugh a minute.
You're doing well here, guys. You're really doing well.
I'm burying this film. It is really funny though, and what it is it's an ode to the pub. I think I didn't realise until I'd seen it that it is, isn't it? It's about Mark Addy's in it. He plays those characters who are stuck to the bar stool.
Yes. Very well.
Founts of wisdom and crossword clues and stuff like that. And Mark does it with such great grace. He's brilliant.
I think
such an important place, the pub, though, isn't it?
Yes.
Where you get all different characters. I mean, I remember Phoenix Nights with Peter Kay.
Yes.
Like the social club there.
Yes.
And it's exactly the same as my social club where I was born and in Montford and all that. All different characters. One's a topper, one's in, one's there. And I think that's what the pub does for the community.
Absolutely.
And the village itself.
I grew up in a workingmen's club, I grew up
Brilliant.
in the mill house. It was right next door to my primary school. And, every Friday, Saturday night, all my mates would be there, all our parents would be there, and it was just the hub of the community.
Well, as footballers, we used to love it because our social club was like a church from the outside. But when you walk through that door, it was a party atmosphere. So Tony Adams, all the boys from Arsenal, you say, wait, can we go down to your social club? Because no one says anything what we'd get up to in there. No one knew who was in there.
I've got to tell you, our social club looked like a den of iniquity for the outside, and it's exactly what it was for the inside, by the way. Listen, guys, tell us, how does it operate? Do the two of you get a script sent through, you have a look at it, you say, yeah, I fancy a bit of that? And secondly, had you worked with each other before?
No, we hadn't.
No.
But you'd worked with Neil Morrissey, hadn't you?
the year before.
And he was keen to complete the set.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And Leslie Ash in the past as well.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm just missing Caroline now. And then
okay. I'll put the word in.
But I've got the script through, and usually when I get a script through, at the level that I'm at, it's usually like about 6 or 7 people have said no to it already, and then they get to me on the list.
You ain't said bus stop yet.
So no. So I was like, I'll give it a read then, and then usually I read like the first sort of 10 pages and decide whether it's any good. But I couldn't put it down. I loved it. I loved the characters. I loved the story.
Yeah.
And I just said yes straight away. I said,
it came out of the stable, the same guys who made those Fisherman's Friends films.
Yes.
So you kind of know that's the
British,
Yeah.
Well, there's something about that, boys, isn't there? I'm reading it says, promises the audience a warm, witty and British story of resilience, reconciliation and real ale. There is something, am I right in saying, boys, you know better than me, there's something about British humour's different, eh?
Did you say resilience? I thought you said Brazilians.
I thought you said Brazilians as well. No hair at all.
I missed the Brazilians on set.
Close shave.
You better not fall asleep on set. That's what I'm saying. But there is something different about British humour. I mean, you look back, the great British humour, you get back to like Fawlty Towers and whether it's Dad's Army and all that stuff. What did you guys grow up with?
Men Behaving Badly for me.
In Between Us for me. I know I was Dad's Army and all of that, yeah.
Balls and Horses and all that sort of stuff, wasn't it? That was a great... I think 40 Towers was fantastic because that was a true life thing, wasn't it? John Cleese went to a hotel around that area and it was exactly how it is. Yeah. It was 40 Towers, which is a fantastic story. So that's what I used to grow up watching anyway. You guys.
There's a thing of British comedy films. I think that like say what was it called? The Full Monty is a group of people conquering some sort of adversity.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You set up there's a problem and then there's a possible solution and then there's a resolution at the end. It's like that. Don't bother seeing it. I've done it for you. It's quite depressing at the beginning. I'm sad.
So it's a real fun film to watch.
It is a fun film to watch.
Which is the most important thing.
It's got Disco Morris dancing in it.
It's Morris dancing.
Disco Morris.
Oh, wow.
Is it one for the family, boys?
Definitely.
Yeah, that's why I liked it as well. I don't get the opportunity to do stuff that my kids can watch, so that's a nice bonus.
And it's all shot in the West Country, beautiful Somerset scenery and stuff. And it was a lovely sunny summer.
We shot it during the summer. It was like a little holiday.
How long did it take you to shoot it?
A couple of months, something like that.
Was it a couple of months?
Yeah.
And is that every day you're doing it, or
not every day? Because sometimes you're in it more than I am. It's your film,
right? Is that right?
You're very good.
Thank you. So,
Boys, just a quick one. What's next for the two of you?
I'm about to go on tour with my missus. We're about to do a live show of our...
Because it's been really successful, James, hasn't it? Let's be honest. It's been fantastic.
We're at the Palladium this Thursday, actually.
No.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know what we're doing yet. I don't know what it is.
She'll let you know Thursday morning.
She will. She tells me what to do, yes. So that's how I like to operate, to be honest. I know where I am.
You get an easier life then, James.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can just do what she wants to.
Yeah, it's great.
A lot easier.
Well, boys, listen, continued success. Thank you very, very much for taking the joy to come in and for taking the time to come in and join us this Monday morning. The film, of course, Mother's Pride, is out and released this Friday, so we're all looking forward to this. Much success to you. Okay, still to come in breakfast this morning.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Benchmarx Kitchens and Joinery. Get trade prices on kitchens to suit all styles and budgets at Benchmarx.
Yeah, we're going to get stuck into yesterday's... we'll get stuck in the bigger part to yesterday's Old Firm with 16 major trophy winner Celtic's John Hartson. Was that the perfect result for Hearts? Well, that's Big John, that former Premier League Golden Boot winner, and Chelsea legend Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank is with us to look back at a quite remarkable career, sharing his favourite Chelsea Chelsea memories, and give us his take on England and Gareth Southgate. That was our breakfast preview with Travis Perkins hired. Fantastic morning we've had there. Martin and James, thanks very much. Stay with us.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. With 250 hire branches nationwide, it's easy to hire at Travis Perkins.
So when an old friend I know drops by to say hello, will I still see suspicion in your eyes?
Absolutely.
There we go again, Ray. Here we go.
Come on now.
You're asking where I've been.
Whoa.
You can't see the tears are real, I'm crying. Sing it, Ray.
We can go on together with suspicious minds.
Build our dreams on suspicious minds. That's beautiful.
Right, people can put the radio back on. I just want to hear the bird in the ghetto from the man himself, Elvis. This is a classic.
As the snow flies on a cold and grey Chicago morning, a poor little baby child is born in the ghetto, and his mama cries, 'cause if there's one thing that she don't need, it's another little hungry mouth to feed in the ghetto. People, don't you understand? A child needs a helping hand, or he'll grow to be an angry young man someday. Well, take a look at you and me. Are we too blind to see? Or do we simply turn our heads and look the other way?
Okay, this is talkSPORT Breakfast. Ally and Ray with you this Monday morning, the 2nd of March, just coming up 10 to 9. What do we know this Monday morning? Well, I'll tell you, set pieces proved decisive for Arsenal once again in a very tight 2-1 victory over Chelsea. That was yesterday afternoon to keep their title lead to 5 points. Benfica coach Jose Mourinho says Gianluca Prestiani's career is under him will be over if he is found guilty of racially abusing Real Madrid Vinicius Jr. Prestiani was accused by Vinicius during the first leg of their Champions League knockout phase playoff tie in Lisbon a couple of weeks back, February the 17th. And following Saturday's 5-2 defeat at Anfield, West Ham manager Nuno says the scoreline didn't reflect the true pattern of the game.
The final result and at half-time also, losing 3-0. When you play good, we have chances, we create so many situations. And in terms of the game, when the ball and play, we were okay. But disappointing as a coaching staff to concede set pieces. But the message was clear at the halftime. Okay, this happens. This is football. Deflections can happen. Let's try to make it to our side. And the way the players came in the second half, we score early. We create a lot of situations. So a lot of positives, but also a lot of mistakes that they need to be looked at and improve.
There's 3 goals in the first half from set pieces. How frustrating is that?
It's disappointing. It's frustrating. Something that we've been improving. Something that we had in the beginning of the season, a problem that we solved. But today it's 3. So frustrating and disappointing, like you said.
It's frustrating me. I'm just looking at it there, Ray. I think they're going to Fulham on Wednesday. Forest have got to go to City. And I'm trying to see, do you know offhand who Tottenham have got? Are they the Wednesday?
They're at home, Ally, to Palace.
Wow.
On the Thursday, I think it is.
Some big games, mate.
Massive games, absolutely.
Massive.
Well, every game's a cup final for Nottingham Forest, Spurs now. You know, all the teams at the bottom. Leeds United has still got to probably pick up a few more points, but I think Leeds have got about 5 home games left, which
they look all right.
Yeah, they look all right. They've got the 5-point gap, haven't they, Elliot?
What I say though, Ray, I take Nuno's point. I mean, West Ham I know that was a sore one for them at the weekend. I get that. I understand that totally. But they're kind of in every game that they're playing. Do you know what I mean? They've got a bit of fight about them. Which
absolutely,
is good.
Yeah. I think the fans are now, they're responding to the effort they're showing. And the spirit they're showing. So there's a lot of twists and turns in this relegation battle, I'm sure. They've got they've got Fulham this weekend. Wednesday, and then they go to their home to Man City, Ali, the next game, and then away to Villa. So they've got a couple of tricky games still.
Massive games, mate. For more on today's big stories, you can head over to our website, talksport.com. That's where you'll find all the biggest stories and all the news. And Sunday's thrilling Old Firm clash. The spoils were shared after Celtic came from 2-0 down to snatch a point after Rio Hatate scored a dramatic late equaliser. Wasn't it half? But the real winners of the weekend, I think, were Motherwell and Hearts. Motherwell moved just 2 points behind Celtic after a 2-0 win over Dundee United, while Hearts are now 6 points clear of second place Rangers after a crucial 1-0 win over Aberdeen. Despite their second half fight back, Celtic boss Martin O'Neill spoke to Celtic TV and could not hide his frustration with his team's overall performance.
We were second best to the first ball, second best to the second ball, second best to the third ball. You have to show more determination than that there. You've got to show it. And the game, you can talk out to your blue in the face about tactics, about this, that and the other thing. If you don't have that desire to go and play, to go and want to compete, then you're finished. You're finished. But the team have shown this certainly during my spell here. They definitely have shown a determination to go to the end. So you felt as if you just have to bin that first half performance, get started again in the second half. And I think that's what we did.
Well, I certainly did. I'm delighted to see you join us now. 16 major trophy winner with Celtic, former Arsenal West Ham striker, Big John Hartson. John, morning, pal. How are you getting on?
Morning, John.
Morning, boys. Morning.
Great stuff, mate. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us, mate. You obviously watched the game, John. I mean, it was quite incredible in terms of Rangers totally dominated the first half, Celtic very, very poor, and then it just absolutely flipped second half, mate, didn't it?
It did, Ali, and I don't know what Martin said at half-time, but I think he made a couple of decent substitutions.
Yes.
He put Hatate on and Taneki on, and You know, Hitati, he's not been as scintillating best this season like he was last season, but he seemed to turn it on yesterday and so make the most of his opportunity. Tanaki, we know, brought on as well. He's someone who can run up players and maybe take people on and then, you know, do something different.
John, I've got to say, he's probably the most exciting Scottish Premiership for many, many, many years. I can't remember the last time we weren't talking about Celtic Rangers are going to go and win the league very, very comfortably. But now Hearts have obviously got their lead at the moment. Motherwell going really well as well. Can they? And with the format in Scotland, everybody's got to play each other still. So it's going to be a hell of a running for both, all the sides involved.
It is, Ray, and I think there's still a few twists and turns to come. You know, the last they played after 33 games, they go into what you call a split, and all the big teams play each other, the top six. So there's going to be points taken off each one of them teams, if you like. Hearts, for me, have been the most impressive this season.
Yeah.
Under Derek McInnes, they've kept it going. They seem to be nicking games there. You know, like Celtic have done down the years, not playing at the best, but just nicking the game 1-0, not playing great, but you know, winning games.
It's funny, John. I must admit, I was interested to see how Hearts would handle the loss, in particular of Lon Shanklin and Cammy Devlin. Obviously, two key players for them. But you got to say, mate, they've handled the loss of them exceptionally well.
Yeah, they have, Harry. And right now, you know, they are the team that sit at the top of the league. They're the team to go and catch. You know, they've got the points in the bag. I know Celtic go to Aberdeen on Wednesday, which is another tough game, but if they win that, they go above Rangers into second. And, you know, it's still very, very difficult to call, in my opinion. Nobody can really afford to drop points.
Do you know what's brilliant, John? I was looking at it, and Ray touched on it, talking about Motherwell, right? The run they're on with the new Danish manager that's come in, Askew's done a phenomenal job. But do you know the one striking thing for me, John, looking at it, you look at the goals conceded, I think they've got the best, or the least conceded the least amount of goals in the top flights in European football, mate. Hearts have lost 24, Rangers 25, Celtic 30. Motherwell have only lost 18 goals, mate.
Wow, that's amazing. You know, that really is. I didn't see that stat, Ali, and when you think it's incredible. And obviously, if you can keep them out, you know, on the back door, then you've got half a chance, you know.
John, it's amazing. We're talking with Steve on earlier on this morning. We're talking about it. And he asked me a question, and you know something, mate, I couldn't answer it. I couldn't tell you the last time there was a kind of 4-horse race getting into the last 10-odd games in Scottish football. You know, there's always been, you know, obviously Rangers and Celtic, generally speaking, have been challenging, and if it's not been Rangers and Celtic, maybe Aberdeen or somebody has been challenging. But all four teams that we've mentioned, I wouldn't rule Motherwell out. I don't think they'll win it, but you wouldn't be ruling them out, mate.
No, not at all. I think James McFadden keeps banging the drum for them, doesn't he? But no, it's you know, generally it's been Celtic Rangers for a number of years, in particular Celtic over the last 10 or 12 years. They've been very dominant, Ali, as you know. Yeah. But it's definitely refreshing. It's definitely refreshing for Scottish football. And as you say, mate, you know, it could be any one of the four. I'm with you. I'm not quite sure if Motherwell can claw the points deficit back and eventually go and win the league. But no, it must be very, very exciting for the fans.
John, I've got to ask you about West Ham. You know, they lost at the weekend. I know it's always a tricky game going to Anfield. We know that. And there'll be other games what they have to win, you know, when you're going against teams around you at the bottom of the table. But how do you see it in the last few weeks? They've certainly picked up, and the spirit they're showing now. Somerville's been in great form. We know about Bowen. And I think the window's been pretty good for them, who they brought in during that January window.
Well, yeah, they need a bit of, they need Forest to keep sort of, you know, the way Forest and Spurs are they need to win games, West Ham, because they're third from bottom, and that's the first thing. They've got to drag teams in. Spurs lost again at the weekend, so did Forest, but so did West Ham. So unless they can capitalise on the fact that Forest are not winning and not picking up points, then unfortunately they're going to stay in there. But you've got to just keep winning, and hopefully other teams can do you a favour when they play the likes of Spurs. Spurs, I think, are in free fall. They're really in free fall. But as I said, West Ham have just got to go and claw them points back. And it's not about good football at this season, Ray.
No.
Football, it's about digging in and getting together and having that spirit and having that character to dig in, dig out results.
Big fella, tell me, I know we're talking about Scottish football there, but, I mean, Welsh football, I'm looking at Wrexham going well, Cardiff flying, Swansea just get new owners, you've got a big World Cup qualifier to play, things are looking good for Wales.
It is, and Wrexham have done remarkably well, Al, in terms of climbing the divisions, and all of a sudden, they get to the Championship, and you're thinking it'll be a few years before they keep building and buying better players and quality players. But this season, they're right in there. They're going to hopefully make the playoffs. They seem to be in great form, winning away from home. Cardiff are flying. Looks like they're going to maybe win League One. Swansea a bit indifferent, lost again at the weekend to Ipswich. Their away form is poor. Very good at home, Swansea. And then you look at the national team under Bellamy.
Yeah.
2 big games. They got Bosnia first of all in Cardiff, which is the first playoff. If they win that, they play the winners out of Italy and Northern Ireland. With no disrespect, you're looking at Italy might win that. But before you look at Italy, Al, you've got a tough game against Bosnia first. But the thing is with Wales, they've got both games at home in Cardiff, and Wales are very, very strong in front of the Welsh fans.
Brilliant, big fella. Listen, never mind the Old Firm and Hearts and Motherwell. You get those golf clubs looked to. I want to get my 20 quid back. I need that score back off you. You robbed me.
You got it, mate.
All right, mate.
Keep the bottle on that last hole, Al. You got to keep the bottle on that last hole.
You killed me in the nation. He's killed me. All right, John. Take care, big
Cheers,
fella.
John. Hey, boys. Welcome. Thank you.
So I did, Ray.
What happened there, Ellie?
Oh,
He done you?
4-foot pot and I blew it, man. Big man walked away with my £20. Devastated it was.
No.
Big John there.
Well done, John.
Oh, devastated. A reminder, Jim White-Simon and Martin Cohen of World Cup winner Emmanuel Petit back with them from Tenny, and they've got 4 in the studio, Ray. There you are. Oh, dear
There we
me.
go. I've got
Stay
one.
with us.
So, Stuttgart have got Porto, Nottingham Forest have got Midtjylland. The winners of those ties will meet in the quarterfinals. Bologna take on Roma and Lille play Aston Villa. It means that the quarterfinal could be Donyell Marlin against Aston Villa, Gabby.
That would sum us up. That Donyell Marlin would score the winner and knock Aston Villa out. And if that happened, right, I don't know what I'd do, Crookie. I think I'd walk to your house, Crookie, from here and knock on your door and blame you.
We'll fire up the hot tub, mate. You're always welcome.
But Aston Villa against Lille, they finished 18th in the Europa League group stage. Beat Red Star Belgrade in the playoffs.
They did well, actually, to come from behind. They lost their home leg 1-0 and then 1-2, 1 away.
You should be beating them.
They're 5th in the league as well, in Liga. So
Roma's
should beat them.
the tough one.
Yeah, Roma's the tough one, and it's on the same side as Forest. Is that right?
Well, yeah. So basically, what it means is that if they were to win against Midtjylland, which you might expect them to do, Nottingham Forest, they would find a quarterfinal opponent, either Stuttgart or Porto. Tough draw, actually, that. And then further down the line, if they were to win that quarterfinal, the semi-final would be potentially Aston Villa. That is possible.
Are you pleased you're on the other half of the draw to Genk?
Cookie, you're not funny. We're Manchester United, Alex, because there'll be thousands of Villa fans listening to you.
They're
Cookie.
also on the other side of the draw to Freiburg.
Yeah,
Oh, hello. Hello, you.
And Braga.
Guys, you do a lot of games at Villa Park. Be careful now, Alex.
You like Aston Villa. We're
get looked after, didn't you?
We're predicting them
Get
to
some good food in the press box.
You know what?
Life after football. For a lot of players, it means going into punditry. Some turn to coaching or working in the game in other ways. But what about the rest? Some former footballers turn their sights away from the game, and there are a few big surprises. First up, from rainbow flicks to pancake flips. Ex-Chelsea and Southampton defender Ken Monku switched up his footballing career to buy a Dutch pancake house. He bought out the shop, which had been his favourite pancake spot as a child, and before long he was mixing the batter and getting behind the stove. Next, Everton legend Thomas Gravesen swapped out the high stakes of the Premier League for those of the poker room. He made over 150 appearances for the Toffees and won the Scottish Premier League with Celtic. Turned out the Danish international was pretty darn good at poker. He racked up a reported £100 million from his Las Vegas adventures. Remember former Chelsea goalkeeper Petr Cech? Turns out football nets weren't the only goals he was pretty handy in front of. After retirement, he became a goaltender in ice hockey. Same skills, very different surface. And he even won a Division 2 title with Guildford Phoenix. For ex-Liverpool centre-back Daniel Agger, it wasn't just fancy footwork that was in his blood. He was also pretty good with his hands. The Denmark international turned to tattoo artistry after he hung up his boots. He'd qualified as a skin artist while at Anfield, and he then became the co-owner of his own tattoo company as well. It's not all glamour for ex-pros, though. 1966 World Cup winner Ray Wilson set up a very different kind of business. He became an undertaker after he retired. Finally, not many people can say they've won both a World Cup and starred in an Oscar-winning film. In fact, there's only one person in the entire world who can say that. Frank Leboeuf, the former Chelsea defender, was part of the 1998 France squad who won the World Cup. He ended up marking Brazil's Ronaldo in the final and helped his side to a 3-0 win. But Leboeuf had already begun acting on the side while he was playing football, and his biggest role came some years after his retirement when he landed the part of a doctor in the Stephen Hawking biopic The Theory of Everything.
I embrace the career of acting, so I want to learn more. So seeing lots of movies is a part of my job.
To be honest, with all the dramatic diving in the game these days, there's probably tons of ex-pros who've got the acting skills to make it in Hollywood.
Okay, this is talkSPORT Private. As I mentioned, it's Monday the 2nd of March and it's 5 minutes past 9. We are here with our good friends at Arnold Clark. Browse the UK's best used car deals and score your dream car today. Check out the website for more details. Ally and 9-time major trophy winner with the Gunners, Ray Parlour, with you this morning. That's impressive, Ray. Now, what a guest we have for you. Fantastic. We've been talking it up all morning and he's now right here in the studio. He's a 2-time Premier League Golden Boot winner, former England assistant coach and all-round Chelsea club legend. Of course, it is this man.
Chance here for Hasselbank to square it, and he does! Oh, a marvellous finish from Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank.
I loved it in Yorkshire, I loved it at Leeds. The club was just absolutely magnificent, and we were going places.
Plenty of power, what a goal from Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank!
100,000,000% I'll be successful, and I will score lots of goals.
Yeah, I've seen him a lot at Chelsea games and on and off the pitch. He's a great guy, and we're very lucky to have him here with us.
They know that they can do it. It's just getting that consistency of playing at the top level.
That's a Hasselbank, and Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank has scored what could be a critical goal.
Brilliant, you got it. It's time to say a very, very good morning. A warm welcome to Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. Jimmy, thanks for joining us, mate. How are you this morning?
How you doing, Jimmy?
I am not too bad. Thank you for having me.
Brilliant to see you. There's that smile. We've missed that smile, mate. Fantastic to see you. Jimmy, you probably watched the game yesterday, Arsenal-Chelsea. What did you think, mate?
A little bit gutted for Chelsea. Arsenal, very strong, obviously. It was not a game of a lot of chances. Arsenal very strong at their set pieces, and they scored 2 magnificent goals like that. Yeah, a little bit gutted that Chelsea end up playing with 10 men and then didn't really could finish the game in a proper way and really go for it. But then look, Arsenal didn't play well. They got the 3 points. That's really what a champion does, you know. Dig in, find a way to win, win and move on.
Jim, what do you make of all the red cards? How do you stop the red cards? Do you have a little meeting? What would we do if we was all getting sent off every week?
I think it is naivety. I think it's being young. I think also I think there have to be a little bit more structure. I think. I think a little bit more pressure as well on the players. You have got a responsibility.
Of course you have, yeah.
To stay on the pitch, 11.
I don't think there's no excuse for dissent and things like that, is there?
No, but
I know it's a passionate game, and you want to see, you know, be passionate.
Yeah, you want to, and you want to have that. You want to keep that. And football is about that, really. It's about emotions.
Were you a little bit surprised, Jim? I'm just going to say, Jimmy, were you a little bit surprised at the appointment of Liam Senior? A lot of people, myself, a little bit surprised. I can't lie to you, but I think he's come in and he's if he's not hit the ground running, he's certainly looked as though he can handle the situation.
Yeah, it looks like that from outside. He's done exceptionally well at Strasbourg. They obviously know him. They have looked at him from really close by. He's brought Strasbourg in Europe, what hasn't happened for a long time, and tactically and coaching wise, he's got that same identity as they want. Let's not forget Maresca before him had also not done a lot. Roshinha has actually done a lot more than Enzo. Yeah. Enzo was at Leicester, got them promoted, and look at the job that he has done. So in a way, I'm not really that surprised. The thing is gonna be does he win enough games?
Is he a winner? Yeah.
Does he win enough games?
Exactly.
And can he make Chelsea successful? And that's what it is, you know, as simple as that.
Yeah.
So you're looking at it, Jimmy. It must be you're talking about winner and a winning mentality. There's obviously a lot of question marks over Arsenal this season, who have been absolutely terrific. I mean, I think they've hardly put a foot wrong. You can argue 2-0 up at Wolves. I get all that, but all in all, they've had a fantastic season so far, but I don't have anything to show for it. Here's one for you, Jimmy. How important is the League Cup final mentally for Arsenal? In terms of, I reckon my own opinion on it is, I think it would have a bigger mental effect on Arsenal not winning that League Cup than it would Manchester City for some reason, because they've been over the league course and distance before.
I think if you put those teams together, Man City they look, and the feeling that I get is that Man City is calmer.
Yeah,
there is not as much pressure on Man City. On Arsenal, there is so much pressure, and you can see at times that they are playing with the handbrake on, even though they are absolutely magnificent. So if they lose that final, I think it will affect them a lot more than Man City. If they win, I think that they will gain so much confidence from that. And I think they will play a little bit freer.
My opinion. Is that a fair point?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a massive game.
Yeah.
You know, this will be the first trophy they've won as a group of players, isn't it? So you know what it's like. It's so difficult sometimes to win that first trophy. But you look at Manchester City and they've got players got so much experience. I mean, I remember the first title I won, 98. I looked around our dressing room. We had Tony Adams, we had Lee Dixon, Winterburn, Nigel Boldy, who've all won trophies before, and they knew how to win a trophy. So it's a massive advantage. We got Rodri and Bernardo Silva and all those sort of guys in the dressing room.
They are very experienced, but they are going to totally something different than how they have won it before. If you remember when they were so dominant and they were winning 1-0 or 2-1s, he would not make a substitute. He would not change
it.
Or he would put another striker on. Now it's the other way. He's putting another defender in.
Yeah.
You know? He's putting another defender in, and he's going 5 at the back in the last 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah.
What back in the day would never happen.
I know, mate.
You know?
It's a good point.
So they experienced it in a different way as well. You know, even though they're looking so calm and all that kind of stuff.
Jim, there's a lot of listeners have obviously been on because we've obviously been promoting the fact you're coming on, and they've all been sending their questions in. Here's a quick one from Lee, the Chelsea fan, Jimmy. He asks you whether you think João Pedro or Liam Delap are good enough to fire Chelsea, if not to the title, but close to the title in Champions League.
I think Delap can be a top striker. He needs work. He needs confidence. He needs somebody to help him and coach him and calm him down, because at times you see he's making too many free kicks and stuff. For João Pedro, he's a totally different player.
Yeah.
If you look at the battles yesterday with him and Gabriel, I expect him to be a little bit stronger, a little bit more holding the ball up and win that battle. But then on the other hand, his best position is number 10. And he's a brilliant finisher. So he's not an out and out number 9. And there is where Chelsea have to play a little bit different if they're going to play with João Pedro.
Is he a little bit like Havertz in that respect, Jimmy?
A little, yes. That's a good comparison. Yes.
Well done, Ellie.
5 years have been waiting on that, mate.
That's time, Ellie.
And on that note, Jimmy, I'm going for a cup of tea and a break. Stay with us, Jimmy. Thank you very much, mate.
Declan Rice made a mistake, but Declan shows you how good he is. He didn't let it bother him. He was brilliant the rest of the game. And everybody makes mistakes. He put his hand up straight away. No, he's made a mistake. But after that, he was superb, absolutely superb, like he's been all season, by the way. And then the big plus point for the game was Gyökeres. It's got to be, because I thought without his goals, he played quite well, because he was always involved. He was making better runs. He was getting to more dangerous areas, but he took his goals very well. His first goal, if you look at his first goal, Al, it's a great first touch. You know, it's all about first touch in football. He gets out of his feet, and it's like it's the same motion as he touched. He's run onto it and he pinged it, and the keeper's had no chance. And And the last goal was very, very similar. I'm not going to compare him with Thierry Henry, but the way he played on the right back shoulder, and it was a really good pass through to him. He was strong, but then he cut inside and he just found that he passed it into the net, which he's got to do more often. But he was getting so much better areas. But as I said before, you can't just have one game like that, Al. You've got to do it week in, week out.
Well, and that's where Declan is so good. It's every game.
Oh, absolutely.
Do you know he's very elegant, is he? He's an elegant player, right?
Yes, you've got to get him on the ball as much as you can. He's very, very, he knows exactly who's around him. Look, Odegaard's a great player.
Okay, we're in the final hour of the show here at talkSPORT Breakfast at 9:19. Ali and Ray with you this morning. We're also joined by Premier League legend Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. Jimmy's with us in an hour until 10 a.m. Fantastic. Another question that came in. Here's one for you, Jimmy. This is from Nick. He asks, if an Englishman were to be the first Ballon d'Or winner since 2001, then who do you think it would be, Jimmy? Would it be Declan Rice or perhaps Harry Kane? If neither, who do you think deserves to win it this year?
Oh, this year? An Englishman. I think Declan Rice has been more or less perfect as he can be over the whole season. But then, if you look at what Harry Kane is doing in Germany, that's just ridiculous. So either one of the two for me is good for me.
It's funny, Jimmy. I mean, goal scorer yourself. I mean, I'm the same as you, mate. I look at Harry Kane. Now, I didn't doubt for a minute, Jimmy. I didn't doubt for a minute that he would do well. However, it's just remarkable what he's achieving out there. Absolutely remarkable, mate.
Yeah, but you know what's the thing about Harry? Harry, when he scores, he has so much hunger to go and score again and again and again. He loves it so much. And I think the football that he's getting at the moment, he's dropping in the midfield, he's getting more on the ball. I think he's enjoying himself so much that he's just loving it, and everything is coming off of it now. And he's one of the best finishers I've actually seen.
Brilliant.
Left, right, headers.
The lot.
Yeah, the lot.
What do you think, Jim, of the English squad? Obviously, you was with Gareth at the training, and the quality we have is unbelievable, isn't it? The English team.
Yeah, ability-wise, I think you're up there with all the big countries. It's getting the experience and the know-how and the calmness and being able to deal with the craziness of the English press and the ex-football players like you.
Well, yeah, what can I say, Jimmy? Let's go to another break.
Jimmy, tell me, mate, I look at that England squad, and I've got to be honest, mate, it's as good as a squad as any time I can remember, right? I look at it, fantastic talent, absolutely fantastic talent. For me, there might be one or two question marks defensively. I think the goalkeeper's excellent, and by the way, what
a save.
What about his save at the weekend? That was nothing short of ridiculous. What do you think it's going to take, Jimmy? Because England have been very, very close. What's the one little thing they're missing to get them over the line in a major tournament? Is it luck? Is it a bit of skill? What is it?
I think things have to fall in place. I think ability-wise in every position, and I don't agree with you, Ali, on defensively. You have got really good defenders.
Yep.
And good footballers in there. It's getting the balance right. And that might be that you have to drop one big name.
Mm-hmm.
It might have to be, but to get the balance right and to get the team ethics right and to get to play in a way that gets you over the line. And the first thing that you're going to win, a little bit like Arsenal, it's not going to be pretty. It's getting over that line. And when you have got over that line, then you will see the next tournaments. You will bring some swagger with it. But in the meantime, you're not going to do a Spain and win it in a really beautiful way. You need to get over the line.
Well, here's a question for you, mate. I'm guessing if you're picking the England team tomorrow, I might be wrong. You might tell me I'm wrong. You'd start with a back four. If you would, what would your back four be? Have some of that, Jimmy.
You're putting me in trouble here.
Have some of that, Jimmy. You're in the hot seat. You walk into that studio, you're in the hot seat, Jimmy.
Oh gosh. Okay. My back four now.
Yes.
Reece James, right back.
Yep.
People who are fit, eh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love John Stones, but he's injured, so I would go with Gahey, and it would be Maguire or Ezra.
Yes.
One of the two. I don't know yet which
Maguire,
one.
Certainly could.
And then left back, the best left back that England still has, and he's fit now, is Luke Shaw. But O'Reilly has been playing well. Hall has been playing well.
Yep.
And then Livramento, who's injured, I would definitely take. So.
It's a strong defence.
I tell you what, Ali, that was the easy question, but about the Jimmy, behind Harry Kane, who'd you pick? Behind Harry Kane, there's three.
Now,
this is a good one.
Now,
they've got so many options.
Great question.
Now, behind Harry Kane, who do you pick?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, mate, you can't ask me that.
Do you know something, Jimmy? I'll tell you right now. I'll give you my opinion on it.
Saka on the right.
Saka is for me.
That number
10. I think when you asked me that question earlier about Harry Kane and Rice, Ballon d'Or, I think Saka would be very, very, very close behind them, or in that group, in that same group. That's how much I think of him.
They've got some talent in that 10 though as well, Jimmy. I mean, right, I've got to say to you,
Rodgers.
I think Morgan. I might be wrong. I just look at Thomas Tuchel and I think if there's a big game tomorrow, I think he starts Rodgers.
So
but you think of the talent you've got in there, whether you could play Bellingham, Rodgers, Cole Palmer, Foden. Jimmy, it's unbelievable. He can't take everybody.
Yeah, and that's why I said you might have to leave a big name on the bench or not take him for the team. I don't know who I would go with at this moment of time. Rodgers has been doing exceptionally well. He's a little bit quiet in the last few weeks, but he's been doing exceptionally well. Bellingham is Bellingham, and Bellingham will always turn up in big games. He will always turn up in big games. Then you have Foden. Then you have got my boy Cole Palmer. What is a must?
What's he like in the dressing room, Jim? Cole Palmer.
Quiet.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just the way he comes across.
But he's quiet but confident with the people that know him.
Yeah.
Really good kid. Really, really good kid. At the moment, he's trying to find his top form.
Yeah.
Needs an arm around him.
Yeah.
Needs some reassurance, but what a player.
Oh, on his game.
Unbelievable, Jimmy.
Brilliant.
What
Yeah.
talent, eh? Vision,
Yeah.
everything. Touch, vision.
Yeah.
The lot.
Plays on feeling. Plays on, I don't know yet what I'm going to do. I'm going to look at the situation and that little moment that I have, I will make my decision and I can change my decision.
Yeah.
He's
talent.
He's such a talent.
Some talent. Jimmy, brilliant. I know we've got you for another half hour, which is fantastic. I want to ask you about Gareth. We're going to listen to Gareth when we come back from the break. And then I'm going to ask you one or two questions because you were very, very fortunate enough to be part of that England squad and that England setup. Stay with us, guys.
Let's talk about Tottenham Hotspur. Has Igor Tudor already bitten off more than he can chew? Is it strange to hear a Tottenham manager speaking about a small club mentality? This is him talking about the scale of the task ahead.
Very tough, but this is what I said before. I don't change my opinion. It is how is it. So daily work, focus, raise in all things we need to do. Physical condition, mentally, confidence, performance, and waiting the players to come back.
Is this the biggest job in terms of, we would call it firefighting, you've had?
Probably if I recognize the difficulties there are, probably yes. Probably yes.
You're still
but
confident?
It's even bigger challenge, even a bigger motivation to do this, and we do it. We do it, but I agree with you. Even not looking to the style now in this moment. So style need to be in the second moment, is because now it's a question of life and death. It's really the question that every game need to be prepared in that way. How we gonna take these points? One way, other way. In Italy they use the terms, have a mentality of a small team. We use it in Italy, that kind. So that's the key always. With the handles, with the willing, with the wish to have always motivation, like you play against bigger teams. So that's the start, of course, and then we work a lot of that. They are aware of everything.
Who would have thought a sporting event's halftime show could have a bigger impact than the game itself? That seems to be the case with the Super Bowl halftime show. In 2024, Usher brought in an audience of 180 million worldwide, the biggest in the event's history. But how did singing and dancing get to be the centerpiece of America's biggest sporting event? The first Super Bowl was held in 1967. Initially, the halftime show was a display purely for the fans in the stadium, with marching bands, dancers, and American patriotism for all to see. And that's what it was for the first few years. Disney had a go with a few questionable displays in the 1980s, but it wasn't until '93 that we got the first glimpse into the future of halftime shows. Michael Jackson's stellar performance gave NFL execs something to think about. A raft of massive names followed, including Diana Ross, U2, Janet Jackson, who gave us the most famous or infamous wardrobe malfunction of all time. So how many people are involved? To give you an idea of the scale, Rihanna's 2023 performance included 800 people, and experts reckon it cost $13 million. What's even more impressive than some of the names on the bill every year is the fact they do it for free. The artists know the exposure they'll get from doing the show will rocket them up the charts across the world. The Super Bowl halftime show will be a fixture in pop culture for years to come. So the question is, who next?
Ray, did I just hear the pressure having Jimmy Floyd Hasselbaink?
Absolutely.
He got
to Tom.
there.
He got to Tom there. Has a Leeds legend next to him.
He just crumbled. He just absolutely crumbled, Tom.
Tom the Grumble. That's his new nickname.
This is
Apple Crumble, you look.
This is talkSPORT Breakfast with Ally Ray and two-time Premier League Golden Boot winner Jimmy Floyd Hasselbaink. And Arnold Clark, of course, with her over 20,000 used cards online to choose from. They will have the card for you. Jimmy, of course, part of Gareth's coaching team during the last Euros, where England did, well, I thought it did exceptionally well, got to the final, beaten by Spain, and Gareth spoke to a man we all know very, very well, good friend of the show, Henry Winter, last week, and was asked if he would take a Premier League job in the future. Have a listen to this.
I've got no passion to just go and manage in the Premier League. I did that at 35. I don't feel the need to just go and do it to say I've managed in the Premier League. I've had one of the biggest jobs in world football, so I've been spoiled. But we've talked about the baggage that comes with me as an appointment if you're an owner. And there's a reality around, I can understand what that noise is. There's that bit that I think makes me potentially a complicated appointment for a club. And there's also the reality that I needed a period after England that consumed me for 10 years. I gave everything I had. I said to you, there were only two of us thinking about England 365 days of the year. That consumed everything.
It's amazing, Jimmy. I mean, the interview itself is incredible. And I can understand and I totally get what Gareth says. He's not for a minute saying he would never manage in the Premier League or Premiership, and he would never do that. He wouldn't want to take part. But he understands it, and he's got no real passion to do it right at this moment in time. Can you see here where he's coming from, Jimmy?
Well, I know him a little bit better.
Of course.
Ray knows him obviously as well. He's a very calm, intelligent person. When he's doing something, he's going to do something for the right reasons. He will not, as he said, I don't need to prove myself in the Premier League. Go and get a job and show everybody how good I am. That doesn't motivate him. It has to be something totally different in his head that motivates him, and then he will take the job. But the England job, he's done that so long, and so many things happened, and it's a very, very well, it's the biggest job for an Englishman. It's the biggest job and the highest pressurized job. And it is even though you don't play every week, it's an everyday job. And yeah, I've been there. I've seen him from close by. I've seen what is happened around him. I understand him. And then on top of them, that he is not the typical football manager. You know, it has to make sense. And that's why I think that's why he's saying what he's saying.
What do you think of the job that he did, Jimmy, as England head coach?
Absolutely magnificent. If you have a look when he took over from, if I'm right, from Sam Allardyce, with everything that happened. The England squad was divine. It was totally based on several individuals and groups and people who didn't like each other and players who didn't want to play for England. He's brought that all together. He's made them a unit again. And from that, they could compete in tournaments. And they always competed. You know, 2 finals, 1 semi-final, a final outside of England, what has never happened. Yeah, you can say, yeah, but he didn't win anything. No, the platform is set now. He's made his steps, and now it's for somebody else to finish it off, hopefully. But he's done an absolutely magnificent job. Brought lots of players too. Played good football when we could. People forget very quickly when he took over where England were.
Where they were.
You know, and then when you become successful, they expect more. And that's just how football is.
Yeah, I mean, he's got togetherness to the players now. As a player, when you played, Jim, who was your manager you loved to play for? You had quite a few probably in your career.
Thinking back now, who I loved to play for was Guus Hiddink, because he was amongst us. He was
one of
us.
The boys.
Yeah. But the best one for me was George Graham. You know, because he was so tough on me. He was so hard. You've been there. He had that swagger, and he was like...
He fined me every other week.
Yeah, me as well. So, but he kept me...
We paid for his ass.
He kept me on my toes.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what I needed. Hard. That's what I needed.
Isn't that amazing then, Jimmy? I mean, it must be very difficult to get the balance then, because you mentioned 2 guys there that some people would say are completely polar opposites.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Guus Hiddink, and yet both of them get through to you, and both of them helped you in your career.
Yeah. But if there was no George Graham, there wouldn't have been a Hiddink.
Yes.
You know, so George Graham got me from Portugal, molded me a little bit, called me all sorts of names in the dressing room when it was still allowed.
Exactly.
But that I took that and I needed that. And then I went to the World Cup, and I had Hiddink, and that was totally something different than George Graham. And
it's a little bit similar to Ian Wright, really.
Yeah.
When he signed him from Crystal Palace, it made him the player he was.
Yeah.
Ian Wright.
Yeah.
Well, it's amazing, Jimmy. You mentioned that there, right? And it's something I'll ask you about, because you're without doubt 100% correct. You know, you used to get a bit of stick off the manager, and then you said when it was allowed. Now, the obvious follow-on question, that would be: have managers and coaches had to completely transform the way they coach and manage individuals and teams because of changes that have been made in society, if you like?
Yeah, look, I see it with my kids at home. You have to still coach the same way, but you have to say things in a different way, and you still can be hard to players, and you still need to be hard to players, but you have to bring it in a different way, and you can be. I'm a straight person. I've never liked when I was playing a manager to be not telling me the truth.
Yeah.
So I would always want to tell my players the truth, but you have to find the right way how to say that, and in that sense, we all had to change a little bit and put a little bit water with the wine. If that is an English expression, it's a Dutch expression.
It's a good one.
You know.
Yeah.
But that's still the message. Still the same message comes through.
Yeah.
You know.
Jim, did you? You wasn't long with Mourinho, was you?
No, Mourinho.
Would he have got the best out of you at that time?
I think he would.
Yeah,
I think he would. I think he saw me obviously playing, and I think he thought I was a totally different character than I was. You know, so he didn't speak to me when he came to Chelsea. It was the chief exec that called me. I forgot the name. Peter Kenyon.
Yes.
That called my agent and said Jimmy can leave. You know, so and that was the conversation, and I went to Middlesbrough to come and join you.
Yeah.
And was that it, Jimmy? There was no personal contact at all.
No.
That's amazing.
No.
See, that surprises me.
No personal contact.
That surprises me, and to a certain degree, I'm not privy to it, but it disappoints me a little bit as well, because what you were just telling Ray and myself is something that we think should be a guarantee from any coach or a management, and there's that
conversation,
upfront honesty and conversation. So that surprises me, mate.
No conversation whatsoever. The only conversation was Peter Kenyon with my agent, and that was it.
Brilliant.
Well, who come in? Drogba come in, didn't he?
He did, didn't he?
You could have certainly competed with Drogba.
And then Drogba came in. First year, we all know he struggled. We had a good first year. We had a good first year. I had a good first year at Middlesbrough.
You did.
We finished. I think we finished
6th or 7th.
6th or 7th. What was the highest ever that we finished with Middlesbrough? I think I scored 18 goals that year.
You and Mark Viduka up front.
Yeah, me and Mark.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it was brilliant. It was really good.
Some partnership, that boy. I'll
tell you what, they had some players Middlesbrough.
You better believe
it. Mark Viduka was a hell of a striker.
Oh,
hell of a. If he wanted to turn it on, he was unplayable.
Yep.
If he fancied it that day, yeah, he honestly he was on. You're laughing because you know it's true.
It's great fun as well. It was great.
I'll tell you how good he was, Jimmy. I couldn't wait to see the back of him at Celtic, right, mate? Jimmy, I'd have driven him down to Middlesbrough myself, mate. Brilliant, pal. Well, listen, we're going to ask you about the current form in the top flight, your old club, Leeds, Manchester United. Plenty to talk about coming up. Stay with us. We've got the last 15 minutes of show coming.
bet he just brought in a packet of disco salt vinegar, which I smashed down in that ad break. We've talked about Chris before. We won't go there necessarily. Unbelievable packet of Chris.
I think they could be their top 3 for definite. They could be Mount Rushmore, then.
Oh yeah, 100% Mount Rushmore. Yeah. The problem with that, and like all things now, I was going to say Chris, but all like Twix, Snickers, crisps, everything's smaller now.
No, but usually I grab these but usually there's a bigger bag than this.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
What does it say? What's that? It's 55. Oh, 55p for that.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
I don't think that was that bad. That, but it says underneath RRP.
Yeah.
What's that?
Retail price.
Okay, 55p.
Yeah. What do you think it was like? They're going to die. Rest in peace.
Nah. There's a couple of items in the shop that I bought it from.
Yeah.
Well, I'm obviously not going to name what the shop is.
Yeah.
It says like, it says on the can, not for single sale.
Yeah.
Oh, why are you sending single Cokes then?
Were they doing that?
Yeah, I never tell you it is.
Yeah, you can't do that.
I'd never ever say where it's from, but that I don't mind
an
that.
actual shop?
Yes.
Around here?
Not for. Oh, I'm telling you, not for individuals.
So you can tell me where is it? Is it downstairs or across the road?
No, it's not around here.
So it is.
It's the shop I go to. I can sell them.
Oh.
Not for individual sale.
You know what that means, right?
What?
You know why it says it on that?
Yeah, because it's in a pack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's opening
Cool,
a pack.
so I knew that. I ain't got a problem with that.
No, I ain't got a problem with that at all. Yeah.
We all got to earn a living, right?
We've all got.
Okay, this is talkSPORT Breakfast. We're on the final part of the show. It's just coming up for 10 minutes to 10. Ally and Ray with you this morning, delighted to be joined in the studio by two-time Premier League golden boot winner Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. Okay, Murray, the Chelsea fan's been in touch. Jimmy says, thank you so much for scoring so many goals against Tottenham. 12 and 11, by the way.
Was it 12 and 11, Jim?
That's impressive. He asked, do you hope Chelsea can relegate Spurs in the penultimate game of the season? No love lost there, Jimmy. I tell you what, though, I didn't know your record. I knew your record was good, but that's a sensational record for a derby game like that, isn't it?
Yeah. Here and there, I surprise some people, Ali. Here and there. No,
never, mate.
No, but it's just one of those things. You know, you always have a club that you are doing well against, and unfortunately for the Spurs fan, it was against Spurs. Even against for Leeds, when I was at Leeds against Spurs, I would score a few goals and stuff. So I've got Spurs at a good place.
You would like to see him go down, Jim?
No. To be honest, I don't want them to go down.
It's always good games, isn't it? Chelsea, Spurs.
And the size of the
West
club.
Ham Spurs, Arsenal Spurs.
The size of the club, the history of the club. It's a beautiful club. Beautiful stadium, but I must say they are in deep problems.
Yes.
Because against Fulham in the first half, it could have been 4.
Yeah, second half as well.
It could have been 4. Second half, they tried to make a fist of it, but they look so open. They look so fragile, you know.
You must be really pleased with Leeds as well.
No, I love where Leeds is.
What their supporters are unbelievable.
Incredible, eh?
Oh. One of the best. Ellen Road, the atmosphere there.
Playing there, it was like
playing there. You know, it's a one city club. They love their players.
Yeah. They're in every game, Jimmy. I mean, the Arsenal game aside, where they kind of lost heavily a little bit at home, you know, that can happen. But every game they're in, and they look as though they've got. They look the opposite, Jimmy. They look the opposite of Tottenham to me, in the respect that they look as though they're right up for the fight. They look as though they've got the sleeves rolled up. They look as though they're playing for their manager.
They've found a way of playing. If you remember when they played against Ben City away, they played the 4 at the back, and they were getting totally annihilated in that game. They changed to a 5. They got themselves back in the game. They lost that game, but then from that point, they kept on playing a 5 at the back, and they have got a very energetic midfield, and that system has given them a little more a foothold in the game and a better platform. They don't go guns blazing forward. They play from a really set structure, hard to beat. And yes, look, when you play at Ellen Road, you have to play for that shirt. Yeah. That's just what them fans expecting. And when you do, you know, they are the 12 men, and you can see they've been. You're right, Ali. They've been in all the games. Man City last game.
Yeah.
They had to dig really deep, and I think a couple more wins, and they're in the Premier League for next
Jim,
season.
I've got to ask you about your management career so far. I mean, you want to get back in, didn't you?
Yeah, I want to get back in. Coaching. In the Premier League if I can, helping somebody, or being a manager somewhere, something exciting, something that I can help a club or help a manager. Yeah, I want to get back in, but it's very, very difficult.
What would you prefer? I know it's difficult, but what would you prefer? And what did you enjoy most? Did you enjoy the coaching out with the players, or did you enjoy management?
Both, actually, Ali. It's totally different. Yeah. It's totally different, but I really enjoyed my time coaching with England, because you can be amongst them, you can be a little bit freer, you can have a laugh here and there, and as a manager you can have a laugh as well, but you have to keep your distance a little bit more. So it's both. It's both. Love it both.
It's great. And listen, and another one, ex-Middlesbrough, when I talk to you very quickly, Michael Carrick. What a turn around Manchester United, Jimmy.
I think Michael has been very smart. He has learned from his time at Middlesbrough, and what he has done really well, he's brought Steve Holland with him.
Yes.
Yeah. Just to give him some kind of guidance here and there. I think it's still Carrick's decision, but to give you a different idea, and if you look at the team, you know, they have a base, and they have a way of playing, and the energy is totally different in the team, you have to say to Carrick, well done of bringing, you know, Steve Holland in and getting that experience, but also give yourself a lot of credit as well by being so calm and giving the players that confidence.
Jimmy, what with the World Cup? Well, we're getting into the last couple of minutes, mate. I can't let you go without talking about World Cup. Your own country, Netherlands. I would imagine you'll be wanting to avoid Scotland at all costs, mate.
I would be very happy with a final, England against the Netherlands, and then they can fight it out.
Brilliant, mate. I tell you what, you've got some good talent though in your side, haven't you? Particularly at centre back, you've got some good players there.
For a change, and it has been different in the past. We have got really good defenders, really good midfielders, but the forward players are not as flamboyant and as I wouldn't say good, because that is not fair, but not at the highest level as it has been in the past. But look, if the Netherlands can keep clean sheets, they will always score a goal.
Are you just going through a wee phase, do you think, Jimmy, in terms of not producing? I mean, if I'm going to be brutally honest, mate, you as a country have been spoiled rotten with some of your forwards. When I think about it, you know, Dennis, who you know better than me, Ray.
Yeah,
you know, you can go all the way back to Cruyff, but even Van Basten, Hullet, boys like that. Are you just going through, or is it unfortunately that they're going to be judged against those guys?
Yeah, and that is the thing, isn't it? We always have had really great forward players. You know, you had the Kluivers, you had the Van Persie's, you had Van Nistelrooy, you had Sneijder, you had Overmars,
yes,
so on, and always really good wide players. And at the moment, we don't have them, so we need to find a different way. But we do have the Van Dijks, Van de Ven, Ake, De Ligt, Timber, De Jong, so on. You know, so in that aspect, we are solid. It's getting the forward play a little bit more exciting.
Final question, Jimmy, and then you can have the rest of the day off, mate. You've got your last pound in your pocket, mate. Who's winning the title, Arsenal or City?
I think Arsenal. I think City will not win all their matches. I don't think that Arsenal will win all their matches, but I also don't think that City will win all their matches. I think overall the squad, especially when the Champions League is starting again, the squad of Arsenal is just
phenomenal.
Yeah,
it's phenomenal.
And I think they will see it through.
Jimmy, it's been an absolute joy, my friend.
Jim.
You've brightened up our Monday morning, pal. You take care, and the best of luck for the future.
Thank you. Cheers.
Ray, you good form? What's your plans today, mate? Everything okay?
Yeah, all good, Ali. Really enjoyed this morning, mate.
Smashing, mate. Thanks for your company. Thoroughly enjoyed it. You too, mate. Enjoy it, boys. Thanks very much.
You have a good day as well.
Thank you very much, Jimmy. Now, you hope you've enjoyed it at home in the cars as much as we have this morning. It's been a wonderful Monday morning. I'm back tomorrow morning from 6 a.m. alongside Gabby. Up next, stay tuned because it's Jim Simon and Arsenal legend Emmanuel Petit. Thanks for your company.